And we're back. Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Also, if you do want to choose your character's junk for off-stream purposes, then do that, and then enable the nudity-free mode.
Right. I purposely was like, they were like, do you want nudity? And I was like, fuck
you can
yeah.
also choose. You can also choose no. No genitalia, but there is just a setting in the game settings that is nudity on off, like client side.
Okay.
So
I'll be honest, I do me.
I'm sure you would.
See you when stream comes back.
Never comes back. Can I make it black?
For a moment, I was wondering what you were on about. There is black lipstick.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There we go.
I thought Benji was talking about something completely.
Can I make it black?
I want the extra large version, please.
There's mods for that, but unfortunately not stream safe.
Some
I like
Final
how because of
Fantasy
the
mods
pigs, I don't.
are-
What's that?
Yes,
I like
some
how...
Final Fantasy mods are just pornography and
Ah.
hiding.
Ooh. Ooh, that demonic blue is nice. Can I customize it? No, I want demonic.
Not more than. Yeah. Hi, X Demon X.
Thank you, Demon. Agreed. I'm hot. That is all.
Also, Benji, if you're like stuck between two colors,
Yeah.
there is heterochromia, so you can have different eyes.
Oh, I can just... Hang on, let me just stab myself in the eye. Boom, with the... Actually,
Yeah,
no, I don't want heterochromia. Even though it's kind of cool. No.
I mean, some people like it, other people don't.
No, I like it, I just don't think it suits the character, if that makes sense.
Okay, fair.
Hi, Grok. Actually, yeah. Confirm. Can I choose what colour I am? Yeah.
Yes.
What colour should I be, everyone?
That's a very loaded question.
Blue.
I mean, if you go for the all skin colors, there's a lot to choose from.
I could be grey like a pigeon.
You could. You could be.
Green like Shrek.
If you're going to be playing as Shrek, you need to be a half.
Oh, however.
Jura is saying pink.
Yeah, Zura's... See, I know I get pink. Like, I kind of get it. But, like...
But I said there's still the all skin colors option, so...
No, I know, but I'm just looking at...
ahead.
Oh, shit, I can be more grey. No, this is too...
Hey, remember, while in the original player's handbook for 5th edition, it did say that they were basically just, like, all red.
Oh.
They also depicted one as being purple, and then basically the community decided tieflings can be any colour, and it kind
Amazing.
of stuck.
Hi, Dutchy. Thank you so much for the raid. How are you? I'm just making myself, and I'm super hot already. I am the hot waifu, Dutchy. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm really fucking hot.
Yes, to everyone watching, please be ready to bear with us. This may take like an hour for Benji.
I'm busy.
Busy playing Pretty Princess dress-up game.
Because I'm going to be a mushroom. I don't... Should I not have a gender?
Up to you.
Oh, I can choose tattoos. Oh, and I can have... Hang on, where... Fast... Where... Oh, I want to. If I can get a bar, I'm gonna lose my shit. I can't see my ears, but it doesn't really matter. I just want like a nose bar.
I don't know if there's like a full bar, but
There's a ring.
Yeah, there's a bull ring.
Yes, I'm going to be aiming to do a
Mushroom dance.
circle of spools. Okay, we won't have. Will we? No,
You don't want any piercings?
I don't. I can't see them. That's the thing. So I don't know what they look.
Yay! I found it.
Congratulations.
It only took 6 minutes.
Oh, do I want that? No, I want the birds because birds, guys, fucking birds.
I don't know, what colour do you want the birds?
I got this really nice blue, but do I want like a teal? No, I think blue because there's blue in my hair, and the blue sort of works really quite nicely. Okay. I think I look hot. Okay, now I should actually choose my type of tiefling. Asmodeus, what's that? Produce flame.
Okay, if you change your sub-race, it's gonna change everything.
Okay, do I want any of this? That is thaumaturgy, I don't care about that. Mage hand, I don't care about that. What's that? Produce flame?
Produce flame, you create a flame, you can throw the flame. Thaumaturgy does give you advantage on intimidation checks, actually, so that can be quite fun.
But I've already made my character.
Hmm?
But I've
Yeah,
already made
okay.
my...
Hey, produce flame is not a bad one, so Asmodeus might as
get
well.
it. We are going to be a druid.
Druid!
Oh, I don't get
you
to choose what type of druid, do I?
No, not until level 2.
Okay, I'm going to get Shillelagh and guidance.
Whackus bonkers, and... okay, you say guidance. Are we going to have Shadowheart with us? Because if we are, you don't need guidance, because
True.
she has guidance.
Resistance, nah. Poison spray, maybe. Thorn whip.
Thorn Whip allows you to pull people towards you.
Okay, yeah,
It's
I like that.
quite good for a melee-focused druid like the Spores Druid.
I wish to be homeless.
Outlander or...
Folk hero.
Folk hero can work.
Yeah.
Outlander literally lived in the wild, or Urchin, you grew up on the streets. Those
Actually,
three
let's
are
go
quite
folk hero
thematic.
because it sort of lines in with druid.
Yeah.
I'm going to clear this. And right, I know I need wisdom. So I'm going to get 14
Wisdom is
in
gonna
wisdom. Oh, shit.
Wisdom is your key one. As you are going to be quite melee focused, being a Spores
Strength?
Druid, I would say, well, with a Shillelagh, you're mostly going to be using your wisdom to hit people.
Oh.
I would say Constitution probably needs to be pretty decent, because you're going to
Yeah.
be in the thick of the fighting. Dexterity if you want a high armor class, but besides Wisdom and Constitution, it is entirely up to what you want your character to do.
Sorry if you can hear me munching, I do really apologise.
Munch,
I'm going to
crunch,
go 16, 13, let's go to 12. I have 6 points left.
So yes, Demon.
14.
In the new version, the 2024/5 version, everything was made to be level 3. Prior to that, you had clerics, sorcerers, and warlocks pick at level 1, druids and wizards picked at level 2, and everyone else picked at level 3 for their subclasses. It was really confusing. That's why they standardized it to level 3.
Yes. I want nature
Mhm.
and perception.
Makes sense.
I wish
So
to
you
be
can-
a little
okay.
radar. And it's like bink, bink.
Yeah.
Spells, right. I wish to Ice Knife.
Bear in mind you are a druid, which means you can,
Speak with animals.
in Baldur's Gate 3 specifically, you can unprepare and re-prepare different spells anytime outside of combat, because that's how they did it in this, instead of after every long rest.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, if you find you're not gelling with some specific spells, or you think you need a different one, yes, ID. As I said, I think it's like cleric, warlock, and sorcerer all get level 1. Oh, yes, cleric, sorcerer, warlock. Yeah, those ones.
Entangle could be good. So I've got Speak with Animals, Cure Wounds, Ice Knife, and let's go for let's go for Entangle.
Actually, I just realised I can change my high elf cantrip. I'm going to do that.
Do I want Ice still?
I mean, Zura, my first playthrough was as, I believe, a 4 elements monk, so I do very much agree with you.
That's actually a beautiful blue. Do we think demonize or non-demonize, guys?
I mean, whichever you prefer to stare at, Benji.
That's the thing, I don't know. Guys, which ones do you think is more hot?
Yes, Crowlers. So the fun thing about Shillelagh is it works on clubs, great clubs, staves, and apparently salami.
Non-demon, okay. Then non-demon, we'll go for that blue, because that blue's... Oh, I'm so pretty, fuck.
Are those the horns you after as well?
Yep, I'm just going to tweak them a little bit, so I want gold tips.
We all want a gold tip sometimes. Also, apologies if you do occasionally hear a bit of clinking from my end. I have a metal straw in my glass of cream soda.
I'm just devouring fucking pizza right now.
Yes, Krolos, it is a shame there's no baguette weapon. Only salami.
Right. I think that's good. I think we're hot enough.
Okay. In which case, proceed.
Okay. Elizabeth. Yeah,
I don't know what the character limit is, so you may be able to get the full name in.
Baguette staff.
Thank you, Professor Duchy. Yes.
Oh, I can. Let's hang on. Can I randomize?
What, your guardian? Yeah, absolutely.
I want.
Keep going in.
No, I want Drow. Yep. General.
Remarkable.
Yep.
Truly.
Kind of into that. I just want like opposite of me.
Visually, the difference between Seldarine and non-Seldarine. So the Lothsworn ones have red eyes. Seldarine have any other eyes. That is physically the difference between them.
Just the eyes.
Yeah. The red eyes mark them as being Lothsworn because fucking reasons.
Yep.
Krolos, naughty.
Is he? Baldur gets really shitty about to get bread. Hair, right, let's choose hair. Do we want like a short hair girly or do we want a long hair girly?
I don't know. It's your person that you will occasionally see in
My dream.
in your dreams.
It's gonna be a fucking gnome. I'll be like, "Ugh!"
I mean, for mine, it's a my guardian is a Githyanki woman with pink hair and a mustache.
I'm just gonna hit random a few times.
Go for it.
Oh, am I a tiefling? Fuck it, let's get an elf, mom. Quite like this. This tattoo I got is quite cool.
The neck up onto the chin, yeah.
Quite like it. Eyes, yep, we'll leave that. Makeup, we still want to have that kind of looks good. Yep. Man, she's hot. Short hair. There was a really cool short hair I wanted.
Was it like a pixie cut type thing?
Yeah,
or...
I've got it. No, that's good actually. I like that one. Cool.
Oh, okay, yeah, that.
The longer one actually works quite well with that character.
Ah, Demon, you went Drow for your first playthrough. My first one, I was a tiefling monk.
I remember my friend went Drow and they just got they kept telling me that everyone was being really racist to him and it was funny.
Yeah. I believe it's Drow and Dwergar specifically get a lot of racism thrown their way. A little bit for tieflings as well, because, you know, tieflings.
Only a little bit. I'm cute.
And the twink has arrived.
What?
What?
Oh, I see.
Did you forget that I'm Astarion?
Mm-hmm.
Wherever we are, I don't mind.
Okay.
What path lies before me?
Don't mind me, I'm just gonna go pick up some shit.
Okay.
Oh,
Luke.
hello.
What's inside?
By the way, everyone. Yeah, Thomas. Yeah, you can top in. Just a note for everyone. Exactly. I need this sassy man. Oh, take that.
Dead.
That's a note for everyone. There is a overlay, I believe, on the stream, which means that you can help vote for things. Why can I move?
Yes, we've got the... your left click to move.
Oh, I was right clicking. Through the butthole.
Would you like to proceed through the sphincter?
Oh, that is called a sphincter.
Yep.
Okay. That's creepy. What's that?
Press the neural apparatus and we can go find out.
What's the neural apparatus?
No. This thing next to it. You.
Oh. Neural apparatus. Ah, exactly, Dutchy. I, for one, love a tasty sphincter.
Who doesn't? Oh, hey, look, this random person.
He looks fine.
Yes.
They should be turned on.
Fine.
Oh.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
Hello.
The exposed brain quivers in expectation.
I'm sorry, what? Quivers?
They return. They return.
Don't worry about it.
As long as it didn't say it's...
And you
As long as it didn't like, say like pulse or like twitch.
You realize you're talking to an intellect
Ooh,
devourer,
you passed the
a
Arcana
minion
check.
of the mind
Yay.
flayers who abducted you.
Benji, before I forget, you should probably deactivate nudity.
Oh, I'll do it after this.
Yeah.
The enemy. So many enemies.
I think vibrate's alright, but the fact that it pulses...
okay. Okay. So in the bottom left, you may see you've got game menu, dialogue
see.
history, at start a community poll.
Oh, I see. Hang on, let me turn off nudity. I don't know if I can turn off nudity.
There is a way, I just can't remember where it is. It won't be.
Gameplay?
I think it might be gameplay.
Enable Twitch. Oh, there you go. Twitch is enabled now. Sorry, everyone. Teehee. Maybe it's in...
Oh, is in accessibility, apparently, the nudity.
Oh. But I want to see the dong. Alright, no sex, no genitals. You guys are prudes, Twitch.
I mean, you can show the sexual and violent things as long as there's no show genitals.
Can I?
From this case, free us.
I guess.
Fuck it. I think we can do a poll now.
Yes, it looks like there is.
We are not destroying the brain before you vote for that.
I mean, you can now see what my vote is.
Ah. I don't know if it's going to come through on what people are voting for.
Yeah, I don't see the vote in the thing.
Oh. Oh. Oh, does it disable cutscenes?
Specific cutscenes that are deemed violent. I think one of them is
The brain lifts from the
literally
skull.
someone getting stabbed in the eye.
Opportunity. You could cripple the strange creature.
That should be alright,
making
shouldn't it?
more subservient, should it prove a threat.
Should be.
Okay, let's re-enable that, but we just won't have genitals. Do we want to mutilate? No, I think keep it because it's talking. I could bite it. Oh, it's wiggling. And it's got tentacles. Ah.
We are free. Our freedom is ours, friend.
Thank you, friend.
Creature pauses, listening.
We must go to the helm.
Oh, is it? Okay,
We
Demon.
are
Thank you.
needed. Us.
We are us. That doesn't seem unsettling at all.
Well, they're a newly born intellect devourer. They don't have any thoughts of their own.
That was... Thank you. That was actually very good. Shows sexual and violent scenes. Share private moments. Yes. Okay. We're going to go back to gameplay just to check. Yeah, Twitch is enabled. If it doesn't work this time, we will see how it goes next time. Right, where do we go? Here. Come us.
Yes, strictly speaking, we go through the hole in the wall. I was just grabbing shit again. I may or may not be a loot goblin.
That's fine. Oh. Oh. Dragons.
Dragons.
We have a brain doggy.
Yes, us is great. Because we saved him, if he survives this, potentially we can get him as another companion in Act 2.
Oh.
Abomination.
Yeah.
This is your end.
Oh, it's the angry lesbian.
Your head throbs and your
You
skin
just
tingles.
described most of the
Visions
female
flash past.
characters.
A dragon's wing,
The green
a
angry
silver
lesbian.
sword, and a flash of your
Yes, the
face
frog woman.
seen through
Yes,
the scarlet
frag.
woman's eyes.
My head.
Did you know how
What is
hot I
this?
am?
Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive. We carry Mind Flayer parasites. Unless
Oh.
we escape. Unless we are cleansed.
What did you
Bodies
think
and
they put
minds
in
will
your
be
eye,
taken.
Benji?
Within days, we will be Geich. Mind Flayers.
Bypass for the internet ban on porn.
I wish. I mean, what?
Hang on, wait, no.
What?
Have you got something to tell me? Something changed.
No.
Oh,
First,
I just-
we exterminate the
Oh.
Geich. Then we find the
Num,
helm
num, num.
and take control of the ship.
tasty.
As it will remain.
I don't know.
Look, okay.
Why is it doing that?
Lae'zel does get other happy scenes if you guide her in the right directions.
Oh, she said something in some frog language.
It's called GIF.
Okay, I'm going to see if I can stop it pausing audio when I slightly tab out. Oh no, mute sound. No, there you go. Cool. So if
So-
I, yeah. What do I do? Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Brain go smack.
how do I smack claws? Can I change
I
the
mean,
angle?
Yeah, Q and E. Rotate.
Oh no, the
And
angle
then-
up and down.
Scroll wheel.
Ah, I see. So I am. How do I give you Lae'zel? I can't.
Not at the moment. When
No
we're
time
out of
for
combat, you
mercy.
can.
Oh, bonk. What's this? Oh, I should have shillelagh'd.
Well, you still did a good job.
Parkour.
And end turn, you can either press the big red button, I said the red button, the big blue button, or you can hit space.
Ah. Boom! Space. Okay. Oh no, the frog got shot. Oh shit, there's a frog!
Hey buddy, fuck you.
Let's go team.
With haste.
You proved surprising.
How do I give you Lae'zel?
Now, so if you hit escape, I think it's under multiplayer. Yes.
Okay. Ah, okay, perfect. Because I've already got us, and I like him. I like us. They are us.
No time to rest.
Alright, that's that button. I don't
blue
get
all
blue button on
bodies.
console. What's blue button on console?
So the layout is different for consoles because obviously they have to use a controller.
Ah, okay.
The ship won't be able to take another
Hold up.
Oh.
I'm still looting.
Okay, no, it's fine. I'm just looking at stuff. Do you need a bow or a short sword?
I can make use of.
I'm not proficient with either, so I'm just ignoring them. Bye.
Okay, 1 second, I'm just gonna quickly short sword. No, I don't want that in my offhand. I want...
In the main
And then
stabby hands. Wait, how? I'm not going to get to meet you like I meet everyone else, am I?
no, because you know I'm here.
Oh. Come, husband.
Yes, wife.
Fuck yeah.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
I shall open the sphincter.
Not for the first time tonight. Haha.
Strange machinery. It could do anything. Annihilate.
Oh.
Aggression. Gibberish.
Oh. They're dead.
I pressed annihilate. It killed the people.
Someone's going dunk dunk dunk.
It's Shadowheart.
You have a name. That means you're probably important.
Get this plastic tube open! Try that control. Hurry!
I have touched this button.
The console appears dormant.
Should I punch it?
It's up to you.
Is
The
there a
mechanisms
switch?
are completely unrecognizable at first, but then you spy nothing. The console
I just
remains
kicked it.
dormant.
Kicked the fleshy bit. Oh, heads up everyone, add in 40 seconds.
If you're not subbed, what the fuck are you doing with your lives?
Pockets.
Also, it's impressive if you aren't, considering how many subs we do have. Thanks to Croc and Haru and other very generous and lovely people.
Oh, hey. Hey, look, there's another brainy friend.
Are they friends? It's not attached to me.
Ish. Yeah, they don't do anything unless we do aggressive shit.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm just gonna look at this woman.
Brain.
Okay, I'm just gonna loot. There's a candle and an eldritch rune.
Oh, hey, what does this button do?
What does it do?
Good question. Do you want me to press the button?
As
Oh,
you place your hand on the pod, you hear
Tough it, I'm doing it.
something.
Change her.
Oh, I may have skipped it a little there. Yeah, they got transformed into a mind flayer.
Mind Flayer stares at you, weak
Ah.
and dazed.
I mean, she was hot beforehand.
But what do those tentacles do?
I don't know. According to Krolos, they are drawn to intelligence, so they should not concern themselves with me. True.
Or me, because I am playing the twink who is actually often a dumbass.
The console appears dormant.
I will insert into the socket.
The console hums to life. But what is its purpose? Will it free the captive?
Can I punch it now?
Transform her like that other unfortunate.
Punching, unfortunately not.
Gonna
Good
roll
luck.
the dice. Uh-oh.
You have no idea what it does.
Nope. That's not good.
Nothing in the appearance of the device, but it could even transform the occupant of the pod. Like
Well,
what
if it
happened
does,
before.
she's gonna die either way.
Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. A parasite. Then
Oh.
discomfort fades.
It's wiggling in my
The
brain.
sensation washes over you.
I got the brain wiggles.
Connection. Authority.
Oh.
Do it.
Respect my authority! It did it. They respected my authority.
You feel the biomechanical brain of the console process your command. A shiver runs across your mind. You feel
Hello. Thank you.
At last.
You
You now have a goth girlfriend.
Perfect. I'm going to do many
That
things to
damn
her
thing was
later.
going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Ah, she's
You
posh.
learned
Excellent. I love a
to
fucked up posh girl.
you f-
My head. I did. It must be because of those parasites they put in us. We need to deal with that. First, we have to get off this thing.
Demon, it would be very funny,
Let's
but
join
also
up.
very
Shut
bad.
up. One moment.
I hear that they nickname you Shart.
It's nothing. There's no
The
time. to
community would never.
Okay. The thing is, part of me would be so happy that I got a 1 because it would just be so funny. But also, I need to play the... Shart! Look, a sphincter! Off you go!
A sharty sphincter?
No, I'm sure she has a clean one. Right, what do we do here? What does this do? I know that heals.
That-
Flail.
Oh. Shut the fuck up, Lazel.
Oh. Come, we must do sphincter stuff.
Are you ready to enter the helm?
To the sphincter! Oh, that's a big guy. Oh, he's
With a
getting
big flaming
tentacles.
sword.
Oh, his
No,
mind, it's
no.
been flayed.
Ah, his face, it has been flayed.
Oh, there's so much flaying. Oh, shit.
Thrall, connect the nerves of the transponder. We must escape. Now.
Do
Oh,
it.
Daddy,
We'll
I don't
deal with
want
the gate
to.
after we escape.
Come on, little kitten.
Discord Daddy, I don't want to. There's a dog, an imp, and Commander Zolk. I want to kill the commander. So he's fucking up Brain Daddy. Oh shit, look at that twink go. Oh shit, look at that twink
Look
go.
at that twink go.
Damn.
Awesome. Also, looting. Yum, 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 yum.
Very important. Right, I'm going to remember how to be a druid. I'm going to use Shillelagh. And then I'm going to go kick the shit into this imp. Can I jump?
Z to jump. One second, I'll move Lae'zel.
Oh, there you go.
Soul is in good hands.
Donk.
Yeah, Lae'zel was just in the way, as she often is.
Us. Dash. Go help Brain Daddy. Yeah.
Look at that brain boy go.
It's so quick. Like, oh.
He saved against a mind blast.
Luckily, we don't think. Sacred Flame.
No, Benji, that's a bad thing. It's an intelligence save.
Yeah, luckily we don't. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Ain't got no gas in it.
Stop shooting Bazel.
Frag. Go, Twink, go.
This twink can go 0 to 60 in some amount of time.
Take the transponder.
Oh, Ice Knife.
You say that, Lae'zel, but I'm gonna make you do the thing.
Oh, they saved.
God damn it, Bazel, you're meant to be better than this. There we go. 1 damage.
Brain! Oh, brain!
Still breathing, despite everything.
Okay, but look how much damage Commander Jolk has taken and the amount of damage our Mind Flayer has taken.
Oh. But Mind Flayer's doing good. Sacred Flame.
Damage, Dodgy.
Hey, I didn't. Oh wait, yeah, sure they are giving the back shots. But I thought that's what the twink wanted.
That's what he's saying, the twink giving the back shots.
No, I know, but isn't that if you're giving back shots, isn't it you're doing someone rather than them doing you?
Oh.
Oh! Are we just gonna dog
God
pile?
damn
We're
it,
just gonna
sorry.
dog pile. Fuck it, let's dog pile.
Take me on.
Oh, beans! Beans!
So help me, we will get you this achievement.
I think I've done it.
Well, shit.
Press on.
He does have a cool sword, though.
Yeah. Oh, guiding bolt. That
that-
seems useful.
If she can hit.
Quiet, Twink. You're going down later.
Yeah,
Teehee.
I did a thing.
Stab, stab, stab.
Oh.
He dodged it. Dick dodged and is that going to get me like... Oh, man. Go us!
Us is the best boy.
Is that a ball sack? No, that's a brine bulb. Go! Fucking your shit!
To be fair, what's his fucking AC? Let me just check real
Can you
quick.
check?
His AC is 18, so,
Oh.
yeah,
What's
about
He
AC?
also
that.
has dark vision.
Armor class.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I know all the shorthand already. Yeah, go Twink, go! Continue to stand behind him because you don't want to get hurt.
Go, kick his butt. Kick his butt. Kick its butt. Kick its butt.
Yeah, Benji, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm 2 dungeons ahead of you now.
Yeah, you are. Because I think you're like at 70 quests left of Shadow Stormbringers.
Less now.
But I was at 100 last I checked. I've done a couple since I last checked, but I was at about 100. Burly circle, burly circle, burly circle. We really need to kill this thing like ASAP. Have I got anything good? If I could hit him.
Imagine being able to hit a girl.
Yep. The only one who is hitting at the moment is us.
No, the Twink is also hitting occasionally.
Oh god, there's another one! Ah!
Another two.
Ah! Hey Aurora!
These ones aren't named. They're not named, however.
Hey Aurora, hi. Excuse my screaming.
Heidi.
What did Heidi do? Oh, the throwing back shots. Oh. Oh, that's... Hi Aurora. How's it going? It is going well, thank you. How was your raid? How was farming? Did you get to do any farming? Oh. Please! Yes! Go us! No! Please! I'm trying to kill this Zelik guy. It's going really not well. And he saved. Zolk, not Zelik. Oops. We only found an extreme today.
Zelik.
One mount dropped. Oh no! Did you get the mount? No. It's very important to get, like, I hope you got the mount at least. Oh.
Go Twink.
Oh, was
Stab
it a
him
friend
in the
of
butt
yours?
cheeks. Hell yeah, I'm stabbing him in the butthole.
I think the Twink is giving back shots. But who, was it a friend who got it at least? Oh shit on a dick.
No, don't. That sounds unsanitary.
So, a question to people who are further ahead than Final Fantasy. When do you unlock Phaetium stones?
Oh! Hi Danberg. I would say enjoying, yes, but I'm struggling.
Got to press on.
Hey, we haven't even taken any damage yet.
Oh!
I see.
Dragon!
Hurry before they strike.
I love the fact the sound alerts just was like, oh, by the way, did you know that you got raided by Aurora with 9 followers? People? I was like, yes. Oh, I just started more people to fight.
Yes, but they are the weak ones.
Okay.
Also, as soon as Jacques is dead, we can literally just press the button and ignore everyone else.
Yeah. Oh, well, about that.
Lacel! No!
Everything is going wrong. I
She
think
had
we
a
need...
self-heal.
Do we? Can we
we
even
got
kill
this.
it? No, we
can.
don't got this. We don't got this.
Just have Shadowheart run past everyone and do the button.
We'll see if we can kill Zolk. Oh, they're down. Healing potion. Is it a thing where can I just? Oh wait, I can heal. We're back in the game.
Second wind.
Shillelagh again.
Self-heal.
Go us, please. Kuji, yes, this is my first run proper. I have played this game a little bit before with Scorch, so I've done this bit, and I've met Karlach, Will, and someone else before, but I've never got past that. Gale. I've never got past like the goblins or anything like that, so I've not even got past really saving the druids. So this is really my first ever proper run past the tutorial. But I'm also struggling, as you can see.
He says that in the tutorial.
Yeah, I'm struggling, okay? There's loot, though.
Now what might you be hiding?
Yeah, I want Karlach. So my party plan is me, Karlach, Astarion, who's being played by Scorch, and Shadowheart.
Yes. I am the queen.
Can she hit this guy from here? Maybe. Fuck off with your saves, you big horny man. Please. Oh, well, she's dead again.
Swoody, they come in for that booty.
Oh, I'm dead. Can I perma-die?
I mean, you say perma-die. We can get party wiped, which is, yes, you need to reload.
We could fail the tutorial.
Not so much if you... As long as one person has a Revivify scroll.
Okay. How much... I think we just keep going for it and just try to kill him. Oh, bollocks. I think we leave.
Oh, the twink is down, the twink is down!
Yeah, I think we leave.
Where is the disengage action? There it is.
Astarion's doing well, Danberg. He's currently...
Astarion is eating shit.
Yeah, Astarion's eating shit right now. I'm also struggling on the ground on top of Brain Daddy. No, us! Okay, we need to get out of here so we can save us.
No, just with Shadowheart, just run, take the opportunity attacks.
Which she's tanked like a boss.
Yeah. Dash and touch the responder.
I can't. Oh.
Ooh, lay cells on 1 health.
I don't think for long. I think she's going to be on 0 health. Oh, beans, the big guys. Oh, they fly!
Did you think those wings were just for show?
Us, no!
Us is still up. I was about to say, still alive.
Us is going to disengage. Is there a disengage button with us?
It's the 2 arrows pointing in different directions.
Where is that on the screen? Oh, I see. Disengage. And us is going to run over here.
Yes, I know, Demon. The things with wings fly.
Oh!
It's crazy.
It's dashed. Okay, if it's dashed, it shouldn't be able to attack. Okay, I just have to hit this. We're doing this for us. Us is important. Hey, Demon.
Okay.
Wait, fuck, I'm a bird. I wish I should know this. Ooh, tentacles.
And the fact that she knows just what to do with the tentacles, Shadowheart's into some kinky shit.
We all are. Oh! You know, that dragon, I see that red dragon, and do you know of, like, Melissa the Tiefling?
Sorry, what was that?
Is it Melissa the Tiefling? She's a VTuber.
Tiefling Melissa, yes.
Tiefling Melissa. It just makes, because I've seen art of her, like, dragon form, it just makes me think of that dragon.
Yeah, well, it's based on a red dragon because Red
she's a
Dragon.
dragon fucker.
maybe.
No, I've seen the art. I know she's a dragon fucker. I like the fact that Shadowheart's there, and I'm just imagining our unconscious bodies just flopping around.
Tiefling Melissa is now the 6th longest running subathon.
That's very cool. I like that.
It does mean that she's been going for like nearly an entire year, and she is real pent up.
Hey, I follow her on Twitter. I don't think she's pent up. She's been having a great time with a couple of friends who are a couple. This may surprise you, but the Tiefling VTuber uses some D&D references. What? Oh, I didn't even notice. Oh. I really wanted to be just floating down a river like, guys, I survived. I hear that Tiamat's a good guy, girl, person.
I would say probably girl, based on the fact that she is, you know, the
She
queen
got that head
of
action.
dramatic dragons. Damn it, Benji.
Ooh, there's a drow. Oh wait, yeah, doesn't the drow hang out with the goblins? Oh.
Yes. So, fun thing, even if we are like saving the druids from the goblins, you
Yeah.
can knock her out and recruit her later in the game.
We're doing that. Operation Knockout
roll up
Mommy is a
that.
go.
I hope you roll a 1.
Oh. Hello, Dragon Boy. I just got fucking nailed in the head.
Yeah, you did.
Oh. I'm falling. You're falling. We're falling. Ooh, I nearly just snapped my neck on the floor. But space magic. I'm not even going to question it because, like, I am the main character.
Yeah.
It's me. Look how cute I am, guys. I look so cute. I would. And I got, like, fangs and shit.
Speaking of fangs, I get to see Astarion now. It is kind of a shame that we don't have Krolos there playing as Astarion.
As you
but-
wait,
I feel
the
like he'd be a very good
tadpole
Astarion.
squirms in your skull.
I will check myself
Other
for
than the
injuries.
infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle.
I look
given
grumpy,
that it'll all be
the
for
fact I
nothing
just-
if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death
I
sentence,
have
and the clock is
a
ticking.
different cutscene to
You
you.
need a
Oh.
sunlight. Your first instinct.
Oh, I
Well,
see.
it is.
And hide
It
in the
is
safety of the
Astarion's
shadows.
first time
To your
in
astonishment,
the
there is no
sunlight.
pain. The opposite, in fact. Your skin tingles pleasantly,
Oh.
like the caress of a lover.
my.
Your stomach rudely announces itself to you with a twinge. Unfortunately, you cannot eat sunlight. Time you found some prey.
I can't.
And of course, you'll be feeding for two now, thanks to your guest. Until it deigns to feast
Hang on,
your
Krolos, are you
brains
telling me
and
you don't want to
split
be a
you
gay little
open
twink?
To reveal a newborn mind flayer. Perhaps it would be wise to focus on finding a cure. As wonderful as the
Oh,
sun
Thomas,
is,
I'm so
you can
sorry.
hardly enjoy it if your face rips
Aw.
open.
I mean, Krolos, there are mods that allow you to have other characters become vampires.
Seems like a good moment.
Shart.
If you insist.
Ooh. Magical orb.
It's not an orb. It's a D20.
Oh. She's a fucking nerd.
You're alive.
I mean,
I'm.
they're
alive.
all various kinds of nerds.
How is
We've
this
got
possible?
Gale, the like magic nerd. We've got Shadowheart, the religion.
I
Not a very good
Remember
nerd,
the
admittedly, but still.
remember falling.
What would you respec and redesign him into?
You might want to reconsider calling her a friend. Looks like she ran off without us. No, I don't recognize this place. but anything's an improvement on where we... First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer.
You're a
We
healer.
might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters.
She's
in
a
our heads.
level 2 cleric.
Okay.
Wait. Charging off by yourself sounds like a fine way. We need each other,
I want
and we
us.
both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod. But lead the way.
Yeah, you're mine now.
Oh, we're still only level 1. Because we didn't actually defeat Jalk or anything.
No, we got our
Yeah,
ass kicked.
We have a teeny tiny bit of experience to still get.
Where's
I'm
the
just
experience
gonna
gone?
loot a bit. If you open up the character sheet with I, it's at the top.
Ah, can I put on this hat? I could put on a hat.
You can.
I have a hat for you.
A lot of them will look a bit shit. No. I have a much better hat that I'm going to get in the Grove.
Can I give this a shadow heart? I can. How do I switch to her?
My faith protects me.
You click on her portrait.
Hat.
You can also right click on objects, and there is a send to whomever.
Okay.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Oh, Dead Fisher, intellectual. Oh, Mangled Fisher.
Yes. Good. Running water does not burn me. I'm glad they got rid of that in early access.
Oh, is that what they did?
Yeah, originally it hurt Astarion because vampire.
Ah. Oh.
Oh yeah, vampires can't deal with running water.
Yep.
Carlos has not had a shower in hundreds of years. Confirmed. Is stinky.
He could have had a bath.
So here's the fun thing, Krolos. I have already reworked Astarion's stats so that I'm multi-classing him into a bard.
Oh.
Regretted things.
Oh, I got another
Because-
dagger if you want it.
Rogue bard is. I have a short sword and a dagger. I'm good.
Is there a reason I'm
picking up
going
more
to
things.
whip out my shillelagh?
Oh my!
I found
I
people.
think Reaper will probably be my first class I get to level 100.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I'm almost level 80.
Here comes the twink. Do 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 do.
Whip it real good. Do 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 do. Man, Shadowheart did really bad at her roll.
Yeah, but I didn't.
No, you fucking nailed that guy. Actually.
Man, never underestimate a vampire twink.
Oh. How do I know these aren't us?
Because they don't have us as their name. They just have Intellect Devourer.
Ah.
Hey Benji,
Yeah.
look at what I can do.
You
Num
fight
num
it?
num num num. Maybe.
You're a vampire.
I am. Who would have
Perhaps our
thought?
survival isn't such a...
Oh, level up.
Yep. No, I may or may not have stepped in the fire to do that, but okay.
I will level up by going into the fire. Subclass. I wish to be... Oh, what stars?
Stars, instead of doing a full beast transformation, you get weird magic star tattoos. You choose which form. Chalice is good at healing. Dragon gives you advantage on constitution saves for the
I'm gonna be a
spell
mushroom.
casting. Yeah. And Archer allows you to shoot things with guiding bolt, basically.
I wish to have... Do I have animal friendship? No, but I can speak with animals. I'm going to get healing... No, because we have Sharp. Let's go for... Thunderwave. That seems useful.
You know how you have speak with animals?
Yeah.
Because it is a ritual and it lasts until long rest, you can do that outside of combat for free.
Ah. I'm going to activate that in just a second then. Masquerade Violation. Oh, we can turn... Oh, but she's a trickster cleric, right?
Look, she is Trickery Domain Cleric for the moment. You can, in theory...
Less. We've got Bless.
Bless is good.
Cure Wounds, Healing Word. Guiding Bolt. And... Let's just go for... Shield of Faith? Or do we want Inflict Wounds? Inflict Wounds, because if something gets too close to her, she can fuck it up.
She can go bad touch.
Ah! Boof!
Exactly. And yeah, Krolos. It's only a masquerade violation if people survive.
Yeah. Are you us?
None of these are us.
Okay.
Basically, he wasn't actively dead when we activated the cutscene, so we may get him much later in the game.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be a while.
Yep.
Oh, Thieves' Tools. Do you want these?
Yep.
I'll leave them in this crypt for you then. What's
I
that?
like Thieves'
A
Tools.
drum. Would you like this as well? As you're going bard.
Here comes. Well, I mean, I've already got a viola back, but sure.
Oh, ball.
Very well.
Scared.
Wait, no,
ball.
do not touch the book. Do not touch the book.
I haven't touched the ball.
Mine.
Touch the ball.
I didn't touch it.
Touch the ball.
No, it's mine. Oh no, wait, I've already
Must
fed
we?
this short rest.
No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
Honk.
Because you're talking to her, I'm stuck in a
These are often
success
less
screen.
interesting. Besides, say for a moment that I was. Good. I like you.
I like you too. Wanna make
Anyway,
out?
there we go.
Oh.
1, 2.
Okay, makes sense, Krolos. Man. Tentacle. Where's the wizard dude who gets stuck in the wall?
Currently stuck in the wall.
Oh. Fair.
1 second, I'm just gonna quickly do a thing.
That thing's bound to be dangerous, even if
Shit! Get back here, you porcine fiend!
What?
I'm definitely not trying to stab the ball.
Oh, I see.
Get back here! Get back here, you bastard!
Do you want help?
Yeah, no, might as well just leave him.
I can whip it.
He has won his life today.
It's right here.
Yeah, but I can't be bothered to chase him because I have things to find.
It's on fire. It's cooking itself.
Pre-cooked pork chops.
Where's it going?
It's running away from me. Ah, shit! I do not.
I got it.
Ben, I need you to come here for a nature check.
Oh, it's talking to me. Hang on, I'm talking to my pig friend. I failed. I passed.
No, yeah, you can't do simple maths. You're obviously not a wizard.
And eyes you warily with its beady eyes.
No,
The boar shuffles its trotters.
Okay. Yes, over to me. I have a thing.
Next time, I'll be able to talk to it. Where are you?
So where I initially found the ball,
How do you get down there?
jump.
Oh, I see. What's the jump button? Z. Oh wait, fuck.
I would have gone around and taken the smaller jump, but yes. Over here to this weird-looking little rock over here.
Jump.
Nice view.
I have failed my nature. What is it?
There's some stuff hidden underneath it.
Oh, but I failed.
Yep.
As a
Me too,
druid.
buddy. To be fair, it's mostly because it's an intelligence-based skill.
Oh, I'm not smart.
Yeah, exactly. You have wisdom. You do not have smart.
I don't know if I'm. Maybe I should play this character. Maybe I should have just been Ugg.
Ugg.
No
Ugg.
thoughts, just Ugg.
Oh,
Wow,
Ben,
Demon, I barely
I
know
found a
you, and
friend.
you've just come in and just, like fucked me up. Oh, hello. Brain
Hello.
Daddy.
Approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion.
Hey, Demon, just as a heads up, if you want to bully me, if you get breadcrumbs, there's sound alerts, and some of them are mean.
Yes, you feel hate. And you deserve to be punished for it.
Oh. I'm a naughty tiefling.
Made to bow before this creature in shame.
Ah!
It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere.
I'm gonna do an intelligence. I'm gonna do an intelligence. Oh, I'm stupid.
You might have just killed us, by the way.
Wait, what?
You try to break through, but its
Wait,
mind
what?
is impenetrable. With a last surge of the monster lies exhausted, defeated.
Oh no, I tried.
Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Okay, you have not killed us.
Yeah, Cub Somp! Fuck that guy.
It is
Value him.
entirely possible, however, to
Death
have
is
the
too
thing
good for
eat your
it.
brain and fully regenerate.
Oh shit, really? That's quite funny.
Okay, I
Pika,
have
don't face
62
palm.
quests left.
I'm
I'll
just not
continue
smart.
tomorrow, but-
Smart? Damn. Oh, potion.
Is it potion speed?
Red one. Healing.
Ah, healing.
You know, the other
Oh no,
flavour.
Benji, this way, this
Oh.
way. You're just going back to where we fought the little brains.
Oh, are they over there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Wizard Boy.
In the wall, yes.
Ah, let's go.
Let's see what this does.
Hello. It's a magical butthole.
You approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically.
Oh, it's making my game,
Is it
like my fucking
malfunctioning?
screen, like Twitch.
It looks slightly dangerous.
I'm gonna touch it. Oh fuck, it hurt. Who
Okay.
would have thought this?
Before you make your next decision, I will make a recommendation.
A hand? Anyone?
Hello. Please let me high five it.
Wait. Slap the hand.
Perhaps I should have clarified. A helping hand. Anyone?
He's so sassy.
Oh, I can be a druid. I can do druid shit. Let's go. Oh wait, what does that mean, Kuji? In Son of Dunstar on the main character. Uh oh.
One.
No, no one. Bad.
Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick.
No, I want to high five him again.
Unfortunately not. And... Congratulations, it's a wizard.
Dilf.
Oh yeah, like, also, fun thing, like, most of the origin characters are like
Apologies.
20 to 30. The exceptions being Shadowheart and Gale, who are both in their 40s.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're both in their 40s.
One of them looks actually. Yeah, they both look good for different reasons. He looks like Dilf. She still looks like she's in her early 20s. Oh, but she's an
Because she's
half-elf.
a half elf. Yeah, she ages half the rate of a normal human.
And I can only assume you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion.
Quite
in the
like him.
ocular region.
Kind of sassy.
No use sugarcoating it, is there?
Crowley should play Gale.
Insertee we speak of, this
Yeah,
parasite.
Veggie.
Yes.
Are you aware that after a period
I
of
am now pending 3 million kills.
it will turn us into mind flayers?
Oh, you won the
A process
competition.
known as ceramorphosis.
I won another, yeah.
Let me assure you, it is to be
Yes.
avoided.
Oh, sorry.
You don't
Yes.
happen to be a cleric by any
When I
chance, do
say
you?
most of them are like in their 20s,
Surgeon.
yes, I forgot.
Handling a
Astarion,
joint
while
with
he is an
initial
elf, is equivalent to his 20s.
You seem to know
I
enough about our
believe
condition to
about
realise it's beyond most
110.
clerics.
Most, no doubt. I
Which,
find
bearing in
myself
mind,
in the
elves are not
presence of the few.
considered adult
You
until
don't
they're
happen to be
like
one of them.
100. Obviously, that's not
We've
factoring in the
established
time he's
few
been a
enough can.
vampire as
It's
well.
not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going
Yeah,
to
it's
need
also
he
it.
got
undead.
to like
And
110,
soon,
then
How about
got turned
we lend
into a
each other a
vampire,
helping
so
hand once
he's
more
like
and
biologically
together.
very much a 20-year-old equivalent.
Most excellent. Parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh,
No, but
before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most
I have no idea
ill-mannered
what
a
you're on
man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone.
I
It's
don't
an
know
act
what
of
you're about.
foresighted kindness, I assure you. I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favour.
I'll be right back.
Oh. Your resident pigeon will be back shortly. He's doing something.
You're looking for breadcrumbs.
Yes. In the meantime, let me entertain you with my violin. Oh, it would help if I didn't click off.
Just suddenly.
Hmm?
Damn, you're good at music.
I
Apologies
mean,
about that.
I have already multi-classed into a bard.
That's quite useful then. Right, where were we?
The arse end of nowhere.
Cool. This way then.
1 second, I'm just gonna pick up a mushroom real quick.
A mushroom.
Mushroom dance. Mushroom dance.
Ah. Whatever does it mean? So we came from that crash over there, right?
We came from our southwest. So we can go east, north,
Not much use
northeast,
anymore.
northwest.
Let's go north.
Oh, hey, look, there's some tieflings over here.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Wonder what they could be doing.
Oh, well, Shadowheart's in a
There's-
cage. No, not Shadowheart. Frog.
Zoru was right. Yellow as a toad, twice as ugly.
The thing's dangerous. Leave it for the goblins to kill.
Oh, that's not very friendly.
How will you... Oh, a guest.
Your skull pounds in response to the prisoner's white-hot stare. Her lips don't move, yet you hear her voice.
Get rid of them.
Can I lie to them? Oh, beans.
Wait. There we go.
But
Bardic Inspiration.
And guidance. Oh, nice. We did it. Team effort.
They're right. No one's safe if that thing goes loose. You didn't hear it. Shook our camp good, so we came for a look.
I'm going to lie and pretend I'm in dire need of healing. Look at me. I'm on death's bed.
It's not a dire... sorry, it's not deception. You have a Mind Flayer parasite.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Northwest. Look for Nettie. Whatever your wound, she can mend it.
And be careful. There are goblin traps everywhere.
Nymessa.
Goblin D's nuts.
Nom.
Enough gawking. Get me down.
Say please.
Never.
Ah, looks like you're staying stuck up there then.
Okay, yes, we wait for them to go away.
Observe.
And I go...
Goblins before
Wait.
you see them.
As you say.
Okay.
No, it's me, apparently.
Ah.
The tadpole hasn't yet scrambled all yours. My people possess the cure for this infection. I must find a creche. You will join me.
I mean, I'm also quite a fan of number 5.
Okay, we'll go for 5 then.
I know my teachings. There are no half measures. If you wish to be rid of the tadpole,
That's
you
a
must
shame.
either be purified or beheaded. You're full up. Dismiss someone first.
Thank you, Thomas. Then...
Very well.
Meet me
Yeah,
at
go to
camp.
camp.
But
Yeah,
heed my words.
we'll keep Gale for now.
One's mentioned a camp. One there, this Zoru, has seen Githyanki. A creche must be near. I must interrogate this. I will be at your camp. Do not keep me waiting.
I will never use you outside of this one bit. Oh, Gale. Oh, Gale can level up. Oh, he's an evocation wizard. No, he's not.
Oh, you can choose which one.
What's the one where you can change the fates? Divination?
Yes, divination.
Yes, that's my favourite one. I love divination wizard. Well, we definitely need to get magic missile. And we shall get shield because he's a squishy boy. Yeah, I know, Thomas. I see you. You're in my little corner right there. Hello.
Have a lot on my mind. And well, in it.
I've also switched out my short sword and dagger for a rapier.
You got a shield I can use? No. We said northwest, so we'll go northwest.
Well, we can also go east. It's up to you. Basically, do you want to find Bone Daddy or fight some goblins?
We should check it out, but be
Bone Daddy.
careful.
Who's Bone Daddy?
Withers.
Ah, yeah, let's go see Bone Daddy.
Okay.
Which I assume is this way.
Yes.
Yeah, Corlys, we'll figure out a way to get you in.
Oh, in theory, anyone can join at any point.
I
The
think I
issue
said
being
it's 2
you
slots
can't-
only.
Yeah.
Multiplayer.
The other issue being, you can only choose an origin character at the main game creation. If you join later, you do have to have a custom character.
Don't matter
Oh.
either way. It's ours. All
Oh.
of it.
Yeah.
First you look, then you touch.
I'm gonna
then
kill this
you
little annoying prick.
take. The only thing we're sharing with you is our pointy ends. Get 'em!
Oh,
Wait, is he flirting with you?
no, he's fighting. Can I push this guy? Is there a shove
In
mechanic?
theory, yes. There is a shove mechanic. V.
Fuck this guy. Oh, fuck off.
Wait. There you go.
Is there a bigger thing? Oh, fuck. Run away! See, that's so annoying that you can't play another character.
Yeah, origin characters have to be chosen at the start of the game because reasons.
Oh, Nightgale! EP boy.
Oh shit, I've got Shadowheart. Okay, first of all, move up to here. Second thing... Actually, you know what?
Oh. What you doing? Ooh. Nightgale.
Yeah, I don't know why he got up for that.
He's like, uh-oh. Oh. That was dumb. Right, we are going to...
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm gonna murder this guy.
So, symbiotic entity...
That is your transform type ability, but
Yep.
that gets you your spores.
Cool, and then Halo Spores. And this guy. Yeah. And I can't attack him. But I did a lot there.
Well, yeah, activating your symbiotic entity is an action. But now that it's active, it will last for a little bit.
Yep, I'm
Wait a
covered in
minute.
grease. No, I'm covered in acid.
There we go. Gale is awake again.
Oh fuck, she shot me right in the face. Why did he jump? Oh, Gale, no.
Yeah, he jumped because he has small legs.
Is he a Lala?
Well, he's a gnome, so close enough.
Yeah. What's Nadpod?
Swords meet sorcery.
I do not know what this Nadpod is.
My turn.
Oh.
Would you like to use?
Bardic
Yeah.
Inspiration. Nice. Can I just go bonk? No.
Let's light them up.
Uh-oh. That was dumb.
It's okay.
I did the dumb.
Hello, I am dumb.
Gale is very EP.
It's been a long day for Gale.
Are we still in combat? We still are. I need a range spell, man.
Well, you got one. It's called Produce Flame.
Oh, where is it?
It's in your
Oh.
racial abilities. Yeah.
I don't think I used it.
Oh, so you cast it on yourself and then you can throw it.
I can't hurt
So
it.
no. The throw is on the right hand side.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Oh.
range for it.
Probably not.
Oh, I ran through acid.
Twink powers activate.
It's gonna
No
enter.
gloom, all doom.
Gale.
It's Gale.
Rook to Queen 6.
Why don't she not? Oh, bye, Gale. Yeah, that's a long day for a wizard, Thomas. Gale's EP again.
There you go, champ.
Who's a little pog champ? Dies again. Fuck! Right. I still can't hit her. Doesn't matter,
Okay,
she's
I
dead.
did it. Yeah, just if in doubt, let Astarion deal with it. Oh, don't forget to loot their corpses.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Something good here.
Loot.
That's how you make a lot of money.
I love money.
Yeah, touche, you're porn.
Jesus, I'll kick you out of this VC in a minute. Fuck, you know. This is the Baldur's Gate stream, not the Final Fantasy stream. Oh my god. Oh, I can get a shield. Equip.
Yeah, I think Benji, you should just start joining glam contests.
Yeah, scale mail. This would be not something I could. Oh, I can wear it.
Yes, they decided to not include the can't wear metal armor in this. Just for ease of programming.
Yeah, that is druid leather armor. No, oh, ow, fuck! I just stretched and fucking hit the wall. Ow.
God damn it! The difference between leather armor and druid leather armor is the look.
Okay. Shart has mail, I assume, and what do you have?
I've got leather.
I'll give this to you then.
I think I'm limited to
there you
light
go.
armor anyway.
See if you can wear
Yeah,
that.
I cannot.
Okay.
Can Shart wear it?
I don't know if it's good enough for her. I got a long sword, if anyone needs that. 2 long swords and a
yeah,
dagger.
Hey, you wanna wear some armor? I gave you the chain shirt.
Me?
Yes. Shadowheart's chain shirt.
Doesn't she want to wear that? Oh no, I'll just wear the leather. I'm happy with the studded leather.
No, she's wearing the scale mail.
Oh, okay.
Look, we've got 2 AC-17, then we've got the twink and the nerd.
Yeah, but you've got the studded leather now, right?
I do?
I sent you the studded leather.
No, I don't have studded leather. I've got regular leather.
Oh. Wow. I have lied to you, I'm sorry.
For the moment, I prefer the padded armor because it looks fancy. Do we want to take a short rest?
Something
Yeah.
underneath here.
Yeah, we can go in that way. It is loud.
Camping and rest mode. Short rest? Yeah.
Short rest, yeah.
Gale needs it. What's the sneaky way? I guess through the front door, but you pick lock it.
I can.
Yeah?
Oh, no, Shadowheart, not you. Astarion, there we go.
The Githyanki joining our company. What a collaboration. We all have our burdens.
Thank you, Dad. Krolos. Oh, I wish Krolos would have been a very good Gale.
Why do you give a fuck? Everything all right out there?
You're in a conversation. If you can, leave the conversation because I'm stuck on a screen.
I can't. I need to do a roll.
No, leave.
Oh, well, I passed. I didn't see where the leave button was.
It was at the bottom.
Hold it nice and safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some bandages.
They've opened up the door. What do you want to do?
I had just picked the lock.
Oh. Shall we go in?
Fuck it, we ball.
Surprise, cockbag! Oh, just 4 heavily armed people.
Hey, buddy.
Stab. Oh, he's got a rapier.
And num.
Oh, buddy boy. I still got a fire on me. Oh. Sorry, I would have done something if I'd realised.
No, it's fine.
Wait, what? Oh, thank you, Zora. I look forward to it. Hey, guess what? Burn.
Would you like to portent? You rolled 1 too low.
Nah.
Okay.
Will stand in my way.
Proceed to Shillelagh and Bonk.
Suck it, nerd. Yeah. Guess what? I'm still on fire.
My feet.
The air's stale. It's been centuries
On fire?
since any prayers to
I got cast flame on me.
Oh, right, yes. You can throw that at people. Yes, we got cheese, dried sausage links.
I'll take that.
Oh, this is great.
It's mine now. Yeah, the guys that were here are just like, oh yeah, we'll have a nice little feast when we're done looting this place. And our response is, no us. Also, I'm just gonna do what rogues do.
I'm gonna do which I do. Which is not realise what's going on.
Yeah.
Is there a sneak button?
Yes, C.
Ah.
How'd you get past Andor? Back off!
Damn.
Be on my way.
Wait, I wonder what. Does this work? Oh, we could have blown her. Oh, you're on fire.
I am aware.
Zora has said it didn't turn out perfect colour-wise, but I like the idea since I found some amazing clothes to the character. Okay, we'll go have a look in a minute. The field marshal seen that comment from Zora, and all I got was, "You've got some explaining to do, Pigeon Man." Oh wait, are we sneaking?
I don't know if you are, but I am.
The fucking walk. La 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 la.
We got here first.
That guy got fucked.
Is there a barrel?
These boots have seen everything.
I can set on fire.
No, unfortunately not in here.
Damn. Oh, well, screw that guy.
Oh, he's still up because he's a barbarian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where's Gale? Oh, there he is. Oh, beans!
Do wizard things.
Magic missile!
That wasn't magic missile, that's witch bolt.
Oh. Oops. I'm not a very good wizard.
Ow. Wizard fight, wizard fight.
Me and my fellas love wizards.
Ma'am.
Oh.
Stab you in the face.
Can I just do this? Oh. Well, death time.
A little bit of moida. What moida?
Hello.
Destroyer. With ease.
Bonk the wizard.
Fire. Are you? Yep. I could make sure you die.
I'm good, thanks. Oh.
Oh. No, bad. Stop resisting.
Can't take much more.
Oh, baby, you're going to take more.
What's in here?
Oh. Oh, that's a great club.
Can't slow down.
Am I perceptive? I am.
What's that?
Pull the lever. Wrong lever.
Pull the lever, bird.
Also, I have many ouchie.
Yeah, I can heal you if you want.
Let's get that patched up.
Well, actually.
Oh.
Oh, thank you.
I am a good boy.
Alright, I'm just gonna keep looting all of this shit because money.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Is it just books we're looting?
I mean, that's what I'm looting at the moment, but whatever gets us paid. Oh, hey, look, a javelin that was thrown at me.
It's just in your chest, like, oh yeah. Loot. Book.
What's this?
Oh, ink pot. Thank you.
Give me all of these things.
I believe a nerd lived here.
Well, because of the number of books.
Yeah.
You're technically not wrong.
I like that.
I'll give it a shot.
Hello.
Hello.
How long does Shillelagh last?
Normally 10 rounds, so that would be a minute. It's only a bonus action at the start of combat, so...
Yeah. Oh. Saving. Suddenly, I'm concerned.
This place
Don't be concerned, it's fine.
Well, why did it autosave?
Don't worry about it.
Jug! I've taken the jug.
You heard it here, everyone. Benji has jugs.
Look at my plumage, of course I've got jugs.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Man, aren't I good?
No, I did not mean to do that. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Wait. There we go. Disarmed it.
Ah.
The text on the plaque is a mystery to you.
Is there loot in there?
Yeah, I got the loot already. Oh, they can't be activated now because I deactivated the whole thing.
This place is trapped.
Okay.
However, I'm gonna loot every container I can.
Am I prisoner of Warhammer?
No.
No. And I can't cast stuff on it. Would you like a Warhammer? Oh, I found a soul coin.
Strange coin.
Oh, those will be useful for a certain other character later.
Puppy.
Hmm?
A happy little puppy.
Find a way forward.
More of Angie Tiefling.
Yeah, puppy.
Oh.
Hi, Kata. Yeah, they made the Bold Man Gape tree. The game. I found a door. Door.
No, that's the way we came from.
Oh.
This way.
Ah. You like grabbing a meaty snack between your hands and swallowing. I see.
Scribes with swords. So much for the quill.
I wonder what was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection.
Oh, fuzz. No. Oh.
There's a book in here.
Book.
You might want it.
What sort of book is it?
Anything of use?
You'll have to find out.
Book.
No, not in there.
Where?
Over there. Oh,
here. Book of Dead Gods.
Yes.
This
Yes.
book is far lighter than it should be with such a massive lock.
I don't know what I'm good at. What am I good at?
Well, you can see what I voted for.
Yeah, but how do I check what I'm good at?
Hover over them. It'll tell you what your modifier is.
1d20 or 1d20?
1d20. Cool. Pick
Strength. I don't have guidance. Book! Well,
Punch it, Chewie.
Cool. Okay. Oh.
Wait, do we have any? Wait, do we have any inspiration? If we do,
no.
The impact reverberates through your body as if you just slammed a hammer into solid adamantine.
I'm gonna search for an arcane rune.
I
Big
can't
money.
do it this time.
Yeah, I'm smart.
You are situationally smart.
I figured it out by punching it. It unlocked a brain cell. Oh, look. Oh, it's summon.
As the lock opens, a loose page comes with it. Magic pulses from the parchment.
Is it bad? My brain immediately went to Beltro.
It is now an obliterated scroll.
Belatro, and I was like, oh, it's a special Joker.
Names, a list.
It's glowing.
What?
Oh, fucking hell, words. I gotta do more brain. We're back to normal, everyone. We don't think. We don't know how to read.
Head empty, no thoughts.
Oh, roll again. I got inspiration. Come on, big buddy. Brain time. I'm smart. I'm smart.
On the reroll, you smart.
Gods. These are the names of gods.
I'm so
once
cute.
lost,
Look at
but
me.
now
Gale, you
restored
fucking idiot.
after
Why
the
aren't you
second
reading
Sundering.
this to me?
Entire
Catano, I am a
pantheons
spores
have
druid.
dwindled and been reborn, silently
I'm pretty damn
recorded by
hot.
this book.
Sage Secrets of Sunday.
Yeah, he's just wearing Shadowheart shit because Shadowheart has better shit.
Yeah, Kuji, I'm not an average person. I'm an idiot. I couldn't make a pigeon based on the gods of bread, so mushroom.
And just like that, I'm 2 million guild richer.
Oh.
Jurgle, the scribe
Oh.
of the dead. This chapel must be ancient.
That's pretty cool that Gale knew
Well,
that.
the Gale knew
Inscription is in a language unknown to you.
Can Gale read
Go
it?
ahead. I'm listening.
Quite Dilf.
Yes.
You need to select him on the side.
Inscription is in a language unknown.
Nobody knows.
Hang on, I'm gonna quickly.
Oh, hey, look, a button.
I'm gonna speak with animals, just in case it's like a dog. I am an idiot, Zora. I am playing myself. I'm hot and pretty and dumb.
Holy shit, that's a big boy.
Oh, that's Skellybobs. If only we had a cleric. If only I knew how to use magic.
Let them come. The darkness can be to our advantage.
Is that a cantrip? It is, but I can't do anything. Bone chill? That feels like it would be stupid to use, but fuck it.
Actually, it's surprisingly good.
I got a 1.
You know what?
Gale has fairly unusual relationship to divinity. I don't know if that would work on a skeleton.
I mocked it viciously, it worked.
He just wants to die again.
Don't we all? I mean, what?
Wait, what? Gale, do Gale stuff. Firebolt.
Gale dinner. Yeah, they're not close enough for me to really turn undead yet, so,
Gale, fire.
Yes. Oh, fuck.
Fire. You're hot and you're cold, you're this and you're cold. Ba, 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 ba,
Yes, Kata. Yes, Kata, shillelagh.
I'm gonna bonk someone with my magical glowing stick. Oh, fuck, Gale!
Benji, make sure to get consent before you hit people with your club.
Maybe. Do you consent to this? They did.
Yes. Oh, you hit them good.
Bonking time.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
Chuckling like a little gremlin.
I have the power of bonk and horniness on my side.
I'm gonna stay near you.
Yay. Oh.
Mostly so that way, if they feel the need to attack us, hopefully they attack you instead.
Yeah, I got a good amount of AC and everything. I would have laughed so much if they shot you.
It would have been perfection.
Hey, guess what? Fire! Oh, Gale, you're not getting any dinner tonight. Campaign ended when the party established their own city called Afghanistan, named after the barbarian tinker making contraptions. Oh. Oh. They're like, stop insulting my friends. Oh, they're in bonking range, surely.
Oh,
Gale, for
bye,
fuck's
Gale.
sake!
Bonking range.
I feel like since I was a naked hoodlum last time, maybe I should reinstall and make my character Eldritch McBooney. You can put 2 and 2 together. Oh. Oh! Get over here. I'm not in range to bonk. Fine, you come to me.
Here we go again. What path lies before me?
Well, mushrooms. Mushrooms be upon thee. Gale.
Yes, I woke up the sleepy wizard.
Do something. Hello, Heidi. How are you, my dear? I feel like I shout a lot more in this game. You know what?
It's a very violent game.
Gonna put us over here,
Even after death.
so you're not on top of people.
It isn't for your pockets only.
Oh shit! You were doing D&D as well. That's funny. Yeah, we'll put you guys up here for now. Nice.
Oh,
Is there loot?
Twink.
Something good here.
I've already done a fair amount of looting.
So what was in the room?
Shot, you get things. Oh, we never got to find out, Rick. Why didn't you go have
it's a room.
It is a room. Maybe try and loot everything in that room.
Okay. I wonder if Demon's still here. They seem nice.
Oh. Apparently Heidi is just saying do all the self-care.
Okay. I will have a wee drink. Thank you, Heidi. Pepsi. And I will lift up... Oh my god. Lift up my chair. There you go. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Chest. Oh. I can speak with dead people.
Magic items. Yeah, maybe you should try looting that side.
I'm getting there. Hello? Knock knock.
Who could it be?
Isn't this the one with like gigantic mommy milkers?
Only if you have that mod installed, Ben.
I'm pretty sure I've seen in TikTok where this guy had titties from Larian Studios.
Yes, because they have a mod manager built into the game now.
Oh. Wakey,
so
wakey.
he has spoken, and so thou standest before me.
Also, yeah.
Right, as always.
You said this place seemed like it had, it was lived in by a nerd. You're not wrong.
I have a question for thee. What
now
is the
I only
worth
need to wait
of a
for one
single
other
mortal's
clam
life?
contest for the results, and then I'll see.
Curiosity. Nothing
Not
more.
bad. Here I
Wilt thou
am,
answer
net
my
3 million positive.
Attack.
So
I feel like he fucking wreck us.
What is the worth of a single mortal life?
I am so pretty. In my experience, it depends on what the mortal looks like.
Yes, a single mortal life is 20 gifted subs.
Quickly, someone who wants to gift me a mortal life?
Where's Croc when you need him?
I think they're at work. Life is the same value. Doesn't matter to me. Each life is infinite value. I merit sacrificing everything for. No life is worth more than others. We are all equal. In my experience, that depends on what mortal looks like. About 20 XP.
Well, no, it depends. If they're a commoner, that's only 1 XP.
Very well. I am satisfied. We have met.
Did you just satisfy Bone Daddy?
We will see each other again at the.
So I'm gonna head off. I'll see you later.
See you later.
It is a good time to leave.
Yeah, I guess what I wanted today. I just wanted to get my winnings before I left.
Which way are you going? Oh, there's a way this way, is there?
Oh, bye.
Bye. Mushroom dates. Mushroom dates.
Whatever does it mean? Also, I need to quickly check to see if anyone has picked up a shovel.
Oh, I've got one.
You've got a shovel?
Yep, I will give it to you.
Oh, no, it doesn't matter who has it. I just needed to know if we had picked one up because of
Do you need
reasons.
a scimitar or a longsword?
Presently, no. I'm quite content with my rapier.
What about Shadowheart?
Can't use them.
Um,
Current subclass is somewhat limited on that front.
That's fair.
Up here I climb. I failed a survival check.
That's curious.
Oh, hey, look. The reason why we needed a shovel.
I'm a dig. What's in here? Money.
Money.
What's on your mind?
Oh, fuck off, Dad.
Which way to the nearest light?
Is he dad or is he daddy?
He's daddy. Dilf.
Oh, hey, look. I found another thing. Oh, look. I pulled the shovel out of my ass this time.
Oh, look, it's so pretty.
Well, my ass. Thank you.
Looking ahead.
No, the fire and destruction.
Yeah.
Very well.
Tentacles. It's just like my dream last night. Wait, what was that? What is? What about modded milkers?
Modded milkers.
Modded
Yes,
mommy milkers.
Also, I will have you know that the actual Withers Big Naturals.
Is it?
It is.
We were here earlier, so we got to go northwest now. What's in your mind?
Yes.
Violence, or Booba? Both. I wish to be violent and then get comforted by Booba.
Can't risk being in open view.
The
You told
most
me there was
violent
goblins
Booba.
around here, so we will sneak. I love the little sneaky walk, like la da da.
Oh, you may be sneaking. I'm not.
Oh well, it looks like we're gonna get into a fight.
Open the bloody gate!
Oh, it's this guy who's a bit of a knob.
Yes.
Orders. That pack of goblins will be on us any second! What's going on? Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now! You let goblins here?
Also, while I don't think they're in the inbuilt mod manager, there are various Nexus mod to get like Astarion, Will, and Gale pregnant. Yeah. To be fair, there's a lot of mods for just about anything, really.
Oh, good. Morrow figgy. Oh, my game's froze. Oh no, it's not.
Big Buddy, keeping this chat in the groove, tossing out bands like baguettes on the move. Gravy vibes only, you'll better approve. We do it.
Oh, it's Will, who's the biggest hypocrite ever.
I don't know what you mean. He would never.
Have you had a good 4 hours of being awake, Piggy? Oh, I think Demon's left. That's a shame.
Oh.
Seemed like a chill dude. Fire! Oh. Why have you run there?
Because
Gale was done.
Yes.
No mods on Heidi. We're doing it raw.
Oh my.
Right.
Yeah, for Benji's first proper playthrough, he wanted it to be as au natural as possible. Moida.
It's just a bit of murder.
Moida.
Oh. I don't know if I want to keep this Aradin alive, to be honest. That poor dude. The tiefling, not that tiefling, but the other tiefling.
Oh, the one that got killed in the
Fucking
cutscene.
shanked because of the other guys.
By sickle and sword.
Oh, look, a warlock. He's definitely not going to have anything bad. Oh, okay.
Why would you suggest
Will.
such a thing?
Oh, not Will. Oh, Astarion. Why am I lying down?
Grease.
Man, I'm lubed up.
Yeah. Shadowheart, time to do a funky thing.
Where's Magic Missile? I swear I chose Magic Missile.
You may not have prepared it. Remember, wizards learn and then need to prepare as well.
Beans.
Okay. Beans indeed. That's not really that useful there, so fuck it, it's bonk time.
I am.
For the moment, yes. Well, you slipped because of the grease.
It's a boy. Ah, I am here.
Man, I love Booming Blade.
Hello. Jesus.
God damn.
Good evening.
Good day to you, sir.
Have you heard about our Lord and Saviour? Whack!
What's that, Whackers Bonkers? Kill him.
Oh, Heidi, of course.
There's going to be a lot of clips today, I think.
I don't think there has been.
There will be by the time we're finished.
That's for the after stream. And all you're going to hear is plap, plap, plap. Was Pika here?
Pika was here. I don't know if they still are.
Pika, why didn't you say hello?
They did.
Did they?
Yes. I even said that they were here.
Oh, beans. Pika, I'm so sorry. If you're still here, I hope you're well. Oh.
I mean, they were well until you forgot that they were here.
I'm a bonk. I'm not going to do shit.
There's still one goblin over near Will.
There's going to be a gob gone in a minute.
Fall by my hand.
Live by the whip, die by the whip.
Yes, ID, we need more clips.
But first,
Little beast soft. This place doesn't look like much.
ooh, ritual staff. Nope, not as good as mine. Excuse the fuck you are, I'll hunt you down. It's not even a threat, it's a promise. Help! Hello! Help! I can't, guys, help! I was stuck. Pika, I'm so sorry. I would have said something if I'd know. Like, I seen you were there, but I just hadn't heard you say anything.
There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
Hello.
We lost him back at the ruins. Whole place is crawling with goblins.
Yeah, I'm hot.
He trusted you.
Nobody forced him to go with us. He insisted. And when things got tough, he couldn't keep up. Simple as that.
My God, you're a coward.
The human's eye twitches. He's about to blow.
Let me neck him.
Oh, is he now?
Please, I would use inspiration for this. Please. Yes, that's ready!
20.
The gods have said.
What?
That's...
Let's go!
I suppose. The goblins have found us. No doubt the beast will be back.
I love the fact that I just deck him and he's like...
Immediately.
Wow. Anyway. Can I loot him?
Now that that's settled.
No, he's
First I damn near die at the hands of goblins. Then I get sucker punched by a foul blood.
Do you want me to fucking kill you, motherfucker?
I'm done with this hellhole.
good.
Let me murder this guy, please.
No. There'll be a chance when we're not going to get in trouble for it.
Oh shit, Aether, hello! Hello, how are you?
Oh shit, there's an Aether.
You know what? I need to do something for Aether.
A little shout out.
One of those, but also I need to make them a little VIP. So I want to make all my little streaming friends VIPs. Oh, is it the musical one? Oh, I love her. I love her.
No. This isn't the musical one. It's another one.
Oh. How are you, Aether?
Glad you were here for those goblins.
She's also got a bird attack. She also likes birds.
Shot her through the throat. Well, that should have
Tweet,
killed
tweet,
her.
motherfucker.
She kept gasping, clawing at the arrow.
Oh, that's brutal.
I had the same thought. And it's just
Of
going
course,
to keep
Aether. I should have done it way sooner. You deserve it. I just want to see the one which is like super beautiful singing. Is that her?
No. This is not her.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a bugbear just wanted to do a little murder.
It's lock and
we're
load time.
interrupting. Cowabunga it is.
Get over here. You activated my mushroom cloud. Gale, you fucking idiot, come over here.
You activated my fight or flight response, and I am a flightless bird.
God, that guy just got fucked. So who are you?
You have good
Pretty.
timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad.
Excuse
I
me,
earned
you
it,
fucking
fair
angry
and
bitch.
square. Why, thank you, dread slayer of bugbears. You shall live forever in my memory. Now take my regards back to that pouting Irenes and leave me alone. Then our interests barely... I'm sure there are other...
Can I murder this bitch?
From Hellspawn to Angry Druids. I'm definitely...
Hide first.
This calls for careful footwork. Free for the
Take her out. Fucking ungrateful bitch.
Oh, hey, look, a soul coin.
Yeah, that's
Mine.
useful.
Oh, yeah, level up.
Gale, burn the body. Can I burn the body? Speak with dead. Should I?
You're not the one that murdered her, so go for it.
Oh, hang on.
The corpse does not respond.
God damn it, Baum.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I made my character super hot, to be honest. She's very pretty. Man, those Dawn Trail graphics upgrades are insane. Hey, Baum, how's it going, man? But yeah, look, Dawn Trail. Wow, completely new UI. It's now a party system. Yeah, real good. Oh, squirrel. Can I talk to it? Squirrel. Let me talk to it.
You can.
Gotta add insult to injury, like, ha, fuck you, you're dead. Yeah, that's the thing, Aether. Like, I rescued them and they're being a massive bitch to me. Like, I don't know why.
Get out!
Lunges at your foot and bites it.
Why?
Also, I just want.
An invitation?
I want to tell you now.
Call that friendly?
That squirrel
See,
is
you're in
voiced
my
by
territory,
Shadow
and I want you
Heart's
gone.
girlfriend.
I thought Shadowheart's girlfriend was Karlach.
No.
Oh.
No. Jennifer English is with Aliona. I said no, but Aliona, and Aliona is Timber.
Oh.
Karlach is voiced by Samantha
How about
Bear.
this? You can stay if you keep those ugly feet on the ground. I'll even
I'm so
sweeten
pretty.
the pot. Found some weird smelling stuff on the ground. You can keep it. These trees are mine. Follow the road.
What have I got? Oh, I got a hyena's ear.
Yep.
Cool. Dawn Trail graphics are crazy, but did they have to rename it to Fancred? Fancred to Astarion. Who's Fancred? Do I know who Fancred is? Am I going to get shouted at by people?
Oh, do you wanna talk to Zevlor or not?
Yes.
Also, don't forget to do
quickly.
your actual level up.
I'm just sorry
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't get there first.
Zevlor, there's been a terrible
Thank
accident.
you
There was a
for your
bugbear who
help out
killed
there.
this tiefling on the hill. I think she was a bit of a
Zevlor.
bitch, though, so don't worry about it.
Well met.
Ah, see, we're
I
good
should
friends
warn
now.
you,
He said, well met.
Visitors are no longer welcome in this grove.
Well met.
Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly.
I'm trustworthy, as you can
Druids
see.
are
I'm
forcing
covered in
everyone
blood.
out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. Lucky you. There have been several attacks by different
Oh, I'm a
monsters.
tiefling and a druid.
The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. They've started a ritual to cut the grove. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. I've tried. You, though, perhaps you could persuade her. For more...
I think you should.
We'd owe you a great... You'll find the druid...
Right, level up. I wish to grow more powerful to murder things.
Good.
I wish to talk to more things and do things. I'm still... Ooh, Hellish Rebuke. Oh, fuck yeah! Right. Goodbye, Passport Trace and Thunderwave. I don't think I'm going to use you. However, Spike Growth seems pretty fun. Flamebade would be cool if I wasn't using Shillelagh as much. Flaming Sphere. Oh no, Moonbeam. Let's get rid of Entangle. And let's replace it with Healing Word. Let's get rid of Spike Growth and we'll get Thunder Wave. Do we want any level 2s? Lesser Restoration, Protect from Poison, Passport Trace. Is that common thing in Baldur's Gate 3? You save someone's life and they go, how dare you? I'm not sure, Aether. So far, I've saved two people's lives and they've both went, basically, go fuck yourself afterwards. So I'm a bit confused of like, but why? Level 2 spells. Oh, no, this gets more interesting. Oh, prepared spells as well. Hang on. I'll come back to those.
You do the prepared spells afterwards.
Oh, I'm
yeah.
learning level 2s. Clouded Daggers, Kind of Madness, Dark Vision, Detect Thoughts, Acid Arrow, Magic Weapon, Whole Person. Whole Person sounds a good idea. Misty Step. Scorching Ray and Misty Step sounds like two fantastic ideas. So we'll take those two. We'll also take Magic Missile, Mage Armor, Shield, Thunderwave, or which spell? Thunderwave, just in case we need a bit of AoE. We got a lot of stuff to sell.
Yes. That is what I'm doing with Aradin at the moment. Is I'm selling a lot of shit and buying some other shit.
You have my attention.
Best get going. Never wanted the easy path.
Can we both talk to this person or no?
Not at the same time.
Isn't there another one somewhere?
There are other ones, but they have different things to offer and sell. So.
Well, you're doing notes one. I'll go.
No, I'm done.
Oh.
Something's on my
Hello, AA Ron. No, it's AR Ron.
AR Ron.
Refugees, well met. Is there anything you need? But you'll need to be quick. The ritual will be complete before too long. Just some bits and bobs I know.
Benji, I'm gonna chuck a few spell scrolls at a Gale for the time being. Before we kick him out of the party when we get
yeah.
Karlach, you can obviously transfer to other people.
Nice. Is there like just a mass sell button?
What you can do, instead of dragging things over like that, up the top, switch to barter.
Oh.
So that changes it.
I see.
When you've got the barter menu, what you can then do is you can then click on one item, then hold shift and click on another item. That will select everything between those two items, so you can drag them all.
Oh, I didn't do that. AA Ron.
But once you have given everything there, you just click balance offer and it'll balance the
I'm just seeing what outfits, equipment he's got. That's a cool axe.
Just bear in mind if people are likely to use it.
Is that staff worth more than mine? Well, it's worth a bit more damage.
No, it's...
But
it's
not really.
not worth
Great Water's not worth
no.
it.
So, sure, take that spare. Good shot.
I'm gonna go see if there's the other traders down here. I think.
Well, there's two, depending on what you're after. You have Auntie Ethel.
Oh yeah, let's go see her.
Have,
she sounds nice.
Yeah, Auntie Ethel deals in like potions and stuff, and Damon is the blacksmith.
Thank goodness you came along when you. Oh.
Oh, she's Irish.
There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks. Auntie Ethel will sort you.
Oh my God, Ireland is confirmed to be a make-believe land in the Sword Coast.
I must say though, are you all right? Oh, I once had a fella who'd been caught dabbling. The wife was none too pleased and introduced him to. But worry not. My point is, what is it, Petal? What's wrong?
As you recount your adventure, Auntie Ethel nods.
You poor pet! My heart! I see no sign of a tentacle yet, but that could change in an instant. You need help. I've ne'er a potion or lotion here that could do it, but I've collected some. You'll have to stop by. Let me mark it on your map.
Oh, we're gonna go see her house.
Anything? I have a few. Hey, bother.
So she's got a staff.
Mm-hmm.
Gain a +1 bonus to unarmed attack rolls, which is no point. Oh, this is more of a
monk weapon.
Monkey monk. Of the funky monk. That's 40 gold pieces for a potion of greater healing now. Oh, did I not sell any of this?
If you didn't click balance and then barter, then no, you actually trade it. But you can do that with her.
Yep, there you go. Thank you, Ethel.
Be careful
Thank
on
you,
the
Auntie.
road.
Right. There. Is
no, we've got Damon over here. Yep.
Damon? Oh,
no, this one.
Oh, it is tiefling. There's lots of tieflings, you see.
I miss my food.
I'm also a tiefling, kind of.
You are?
Thanks for fighting off those. My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my cooking in Elturel.
Oh.
Ben, have you seen the D&D Honor Amongst Thieves movie?
No.
Okay. I would recommend it, but the tiefling in that also has very human skin tone like you.
Oh, that's good.
And I've only just realised that she is a tiefling druid. It's just like, oh, wait a minute, you just made that character.
Oh, shit. How much money do I have? 478. I could buy that shield. +1 saving throws.
It's entirely up to you whether you think it make good use of it or not.
I think it'll be good. There's also hide armor. Can I use spears? Yeah.
You may be able to, but I don't think they work with Shillelagh. Also, if you see anyone selling,
I got bows and crossbows.
If you see anyone selling salami, buy the salami because it is the greatest weapon for you as a druid.
Metallic boots give you athletics +1.
I also just found a pair of metal gloves.
Are they metallic gloves or just metal?
Yeah, the metallic gloves. I'm gonna give those to Sharp.
I can get I can get a metal helmet which gives me con saving throws.
Yeah, and then you can immediately use the hide button, so you are wearing it, but you don't have to see it. Because helmets do not look good on a lot of these characters.
Okay, I'm gonna get a helmet and a shield.
Looting all the boxes, looting all the boxes. As long as the cursor's not red, I'm looting all the boxes.
There you go, perfect. Thank you. Goodbye.
Take me. What I wouldn't do for better tools.
I think we need to hunt down Karlach.
She is a little off the beaten path, but we can go hunting for Karlach.
Supposedly Heidi said spears don't. Oh no, spears don't get affected by Shillelagh. Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's go speak to the chief druid.
Yes, Korga. She's no. Oh wait. First things first, we should recruit well.
Oh yeah, where's Hypocrite? There he is.
And again. Swing and swing.
Go on. Give me a best shot. Not bad. Again.
Exactly. We must whack his bonkers.
I'm not like you.
Umi, I don't need you to be like me. You just have to buy enough time to run. Come on. I believe in you. You can do. Well met. The blade of frontiers.
I'm still covered in blood.
The man's smile bet you are the blade of frontiers racing through the wastes of
got worm.
Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single curled horn, blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held high.
Hell's great fires. You were on the ship. Better friends than the ones hitching a ride in our skulls.
Do we want Will or do we want Gale?
I'm sure you know the stories. Doomed to shed our skin and become illithid.
I mean, it's up to you. We're going to be getting rid of them anyway.
Any tentacles.
Well, let's try Will for a little bit.
Your minds collide.
Sure.
Shit.
Advocatus Diaboli. A devil's advocate.
Oh.
A champion in the blood war between diabolical forces and demons.
Her name is Karlach.
Oh.
An archdevil soldier I swore on my good eye to kill.
Yeah, bring Will, you can talk him down, and then they become friends.
Before I could end her. She's out there now, preying on the innocent. I don't kill her, she'll leave behind. Sorry, but there's no room for me.
Gale could do it for us.
Greatest weapon in reserve.
Oh, fuck. I do like Gale though. He's such a fucking idiot.
How you think?
But also, he's the one person that's been knocked out like 5 times.
Yeah. Shit.
Right,
I just got rid of
level
all
up
the,
that Will.
the fucking rapiers and shit we could have given to Will.
He already has a rapier.
Okay, what spell do we want? Hex. Hex. Because Hex is what... He's going to become a Hexblade.
Yeah, I mean, when we go to camp, we can say to Withers, Will needs a little change in his class. We want to make him a Hexblade.
Agonizing Blast and... Armor of Shadows.
Armor of Shadows is mage armor at will, so...
Yeah. Hang on, he hasn't got a pact yet, so perfect. So he was level 1.
Yeah, we Pact of the Blade, 3. But we still need to talk to Withers to change him from Fiend Warlock to Hexblade.
Oh, I see, I see. Crown of Madness, no. Let's go... Oh, Shadowblade. No. Shatter, that's a great spell.
Shatter is a good spell. I also quite like Misty Step, but that's personal preference.
Ooh, that's a good one. Where is it? Yeah, I'm going to think... Because if he's going to be like a Hexblade, Misty Step's going to be better. Although we're going to probably... Well, the fact is, we're not probably going to gear him up.
No, probably not. We're only going to occasionally...
Not as bad as it could
Well, we'll
have.
talk to him and...
Not over.
That's about it.
Anyway. Yep, I'm catching up.
Oh, it's this bit.
Please, let us through.
Let my daughter go right now! She's a thief, Hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back! Oh, let me through, Mragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
Oh, someone's a furry.
I mean, they're druids.
I'm a druid, but I only fuck with mushrooms.
We
No,
need to
well,
get out.
here's the thing. You can also transform if you want, but you tend to Halo of Spores instead.
Arabella tried to steal their idol.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us.
Horrifying. We should check on the girl.
Thank you.
Hurry! I'm a...
Hello, I'm also a druid.
So.
Calm, Magrin. You, step back. Go join the other tieflings.
Oh, I'm gonna murder all of you.
Druid or not, you're still an outsider to this place. Entry is forbidden.
A moment.
Oh, thank you, Thomas.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
I don't like her. Can I kill her? Why do I want to help these druids?
You don't. You kind of want to help the tieflings, but if you piss off the druids... before you go that way, you said you wanted to go have a little chat with... well, sorry, first of all, there's two people you should talk with. One is Volo.
Oh, Volo's Guide to Monsters.
Yes, the very same.
You were at the gates just now, no? When the... A few questions, if you please. There's no... How would you describe that particular batch of goblins?
You search your mind, successfully recalling various details.
My, a scholar after my own heart. Spent
See you,
much time
Thomas.
among goblins?
Have a lovely evening. Thank you for being here. See ya, Heidi. Have a lovely evening.
Shocking little... I myself plan to record the world's most extensive catalogue of their means and habits. A blue ocean of information, I dare say. Now, I've a few more questions. And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the...
Wait, what dragon? What?
Silver variety. Witnesses fail. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates. They did, didn't they? Oh, curious.
He's an idiot.
I've
I found my
interrogated
kin.
a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their
Also-
god Maglabiat in favor of someone called
Ben, just so you know,
the Scandal.
what class would you say he is?
A bard?
No, he's a wizard.
Ah, he's a fancy wizard. He is a...
No, he's a wizard who has a lower intelligence than his charisma. He is that kind of a wizard.
He's me.
Speak, in fact. If you'll excuse me, I ought not to dawdle.
Oh, he's off to their camp. Yeah.
My friend, every story benefits from a dragon. Until we meet again.
He's not wrong.
Just a moment. This man is recording my story. I am far from home.
Oh, add
As
in
the
10
colourful
seconds.
man starts scribbling, the bear sneaks a quick look at the page. His brow furrows. Incomprehensible squiggles surround a crude sketch. A bear disemboweling.
No. Aether, have you played Baldur's Gate by any chance?
Just quickly trading with him because he has an item I really want.
The bull prances around, haunches clenching
Also, I
and
picked up more
unclenching
items.
impatiently.
Oh.
Where's Alcin?
I don't need this shit.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I hope you're enjoying as we explore the coast. Was it the Saw Coast together?
Yes.
I'm gonna go through the gate if you're over there.
Oh
shit!
am not...
You know what I have, or did have?
What?
I don't.
Well,
But to say that Oh, there's a snake.
A snake is snake.
Snake.
I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a
what, Wrath? A thief?
Also, Benji, I did what you did and forgot to you click barter.
The devil. And I
I've
will
done that
cast
a
out
lot.
the rest. The Tree Father's words, spoken with a devil's forked tongue.
Oh, you're
Perhaps you
a
don't
bastard.
know that Sylvanas spoke further.
Yeah, do not attack her yet.
For new
Oh, I
seeds
dunno.
to grow. Yet behold,
Oh, please.
the parasite
There is a
lives.
way that we can
She eats
solve
our
this that doesn't
drinks our
result in
water,
the
and steals our most
tieflings
holy
also
idol in
getting
thanks.
hurt.
Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely.
Do it.
Oh. +2.
A new hatchling? Yes, they can be foolish. Korga sine. Wuxkiafula wafanol.
Sif Sif. It is as you say, Tila. Come to me. Out, thief.
Oh, you're talking to the
My
snake?
grace
Yeah,
has its
I
limits.
spoke to the snake
Thank
because
you, Korga. Master Halsin.
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name
it is a
off your
cool
tongue,
looking snake though, Pika.
lest Tila pierce it.
I like the snake more than I like that bitch. Why am I helping? Oh, I just want to help the tieflings.
Well, no, you've helped the tiefling. If we start a fight here, they will straight, like the druids will attack the
Grab my
tieflings.
tail,
We
shout
don't want
until
that
my head
to happen.
hurts.
No.
Stupid or a liar. Neither.
Okay then.
No.
You did well to speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. Well seen. Well spotted.
Don't mind what
We've let
I'm
the
doing.
snake
I'm
replace
just
our
doing
leader.
a small amount of crime.
She is first druid in Halsin's absence. With him caught, but more will die if her ritual is finished.
It's crime time.
I doubt
It's
those
crime
exiled by
time.
the
Are you
light
stealing
will
stuff?
survive long outside. Would you?
Momentarily,
anything to
perhaps.
see Halsin return home. Sylvana, Halsin, you won't mistake the.
Make that an absolute yes, because, well, I have acquired information.
See a sharp intelligence behind its eyes. Is it a familiar? The rat glares at you.
I don't trust these rats. They have names.
What?
And they're literally saying they have intelligence,
The rat
but I can't
doesn't
talk them.
respond. It simply bares its teeth.
Can I detect faults on it?
I don't know. I've never tried. However, mend it.
Can you detect faults on it?
Well, I don't have a scroll of it at the moment, so no.
I hate wolves.
In a world of demons and dragons, you're scared of wolves.
These boots are... Everyone's frightened of... Whatever it is, save it for now.
Oh.
Oh yeah. You can't talk to her because she's mine.
Huh?
They did a number on you, didn't they?
Oh no, the bird.
Please. I'm resting.
The bird says nothing, trying to rest.
Uh-oh. I'm going to use
The
our
bird
inspiration
says
real
nothing.
quick.
Only this.
Can I heal that?
Don't worry. Nettie will do that.
I see you. Just
Yeah,
give me
don't
a
talk to the
moment.
bird, talk to Nettie.
A moment.
Vis medicatrix.
I would have healed it.
There. It's up to her now. Life or
Bless it.
death. Now, what was it you needed? I do what I can. For most folks, that's enough. Come here. You seem healthy enough. A bit tired. A tadpole. A mind flake. I'll do what I can. Come, follow me. We need to be quick.
The bird's eyes are.
The burb. Why am I glowing?
There's something in that vessel. Take a close. This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after.
Oh.
Okay, time to listen into your conversation so I can help.
I'll do the best I can. I'm no Master Halsin, mind. He'd have your tadpole out like that. Still, we have options. You don't have to be here for this.
I'd like to stay, if it's all the same.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
What's with the plant though? She looked sad when she picked it up.
Don't worry about it.
No, I don't trust it.
It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. Have you noticed anything strange happening?
Looking closer, you recognize the branch, and it's no druidic cure. She's holding Kalimvor's kiss, a briar from the Dale lands, and a deadly poison.
I want to help you, but I can't unless you work with me. So, has anything unusual happened to you?
Why should I help the druids? They're...
Protected from on high. Sounds like the drow. Master Halsin said he was tougher than he had any right to be. How'd you pick up the parasite?
Halsin was desperate to find where all this was happening. A mind flayer ship?
So, the reason you might want to
Master
help the
Halsin,
druids is
sure.
the main reason they're being a bit dickish
You've
at the
been
moment
straight
is
with
because
me,
they're
So I'd
scared.
be straight with you.
Mm.
You're dangerous. If you transform
But so far,
here,
everyone here has
we're
been a
all
dick
dead.
apart from that one tiefling.
But
And
you
Will.
seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself.
Hmm.
This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. I don't have a cure. Only a way out. I'm sorry for misleading you, but I had to be sure you weren't a threat before I told you everything. Now, do I have your word or not?
I don't.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. You know, I've spent my life, because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers, for one. That thing in your head is like, it's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Not yet, anyhow. Hard to say, but there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you. When Master Halsin heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers. Joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back. I think you, though, if you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. Thank you. I wish I could. Good luck out there. Take it one step at a time, Nettie. Come on.
You can toss that poison. We won't be needing it.
Better a quick draft than a ceramorphosis, nonetheless.
We're a long way from a measure that drastic. A very long.
So you see this body here is like glowing green.
Yeah.
You should have an ability on your hotbar which is speak with the dead on the right.
Yes.
You can use that.
Oh. Oh, I look cool with green eyes.
The corpse regards you
Yeah,
lifelessly.
you can. Until we take a long rest, you can do that unlimited times.
Ned Siranis of the Absolute.
How many questions do I get?
5.
Druid.
Yes, we get that he was a large, hairy man, but
Back at camp.
The corpse remains silent. It doesn't understand the question.
No.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Shadowheart, why are you on the table?
don't worry about it.
That's all the questions I've been asked.
Yeah.
Have to keep going.
So yes, if we come across any more glowy corpses, then you can talk to them.
Empty socket.
A tidy slot, but no rune.
Yes, the other ones all have runes. Don't worry about it.
Anything of use?
Ah, books.
How are you doing for spell slots?
I've got 1 level 1 left and 2 level 2.
Okay. I was just wondering if we needed to long rest soon.
Oh, yeah. Should we try find Kark and then call it?
Yeah, can do.
And then we'll have the party together and then we can go
that?
from there. That sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So you sound also EP. The hunt for Karlach before bed.
I mean, it's been a long day.
Yeah. I'm hoping it'll only take us like 10-20 minutes to get Karlach and then we can eat.
I mean, it depends if we go on little excursions elsewhere.
Nope.
Before.
Nope, we're gonna.
Do you not want to
beeline-
talk to the bard? Okay.
Where's the bard? Oh yeah, we'll go speak to her first.
I do wish I
Up
could
this way.
understand you.
Oh, and if you want her to like properly sing the song, you need to just help her find the right words for the song.
Okay.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smiles and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change. No. More like butchering. Don't know why I bother. No, I'm moments away from at the hands of this bloody song. I can't. Nothing fits. It can't hurt.
I shall help the blue
I
one.
have her. I have an extra loot, if you want.
I would go with
My
the first
teacher.
one.
Yeah.
Lihala. Thinking of it now. My heart hurts. Wait. Words of mine will turn to ash. That's perfect. Words of mine will turn to ash when you cool the last light down. Yes, yes.
Okay,
Aw.
and do not skip this because we get the proper performance.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away. Words of mine will turn to ash when you call the last light down. Moon reminds me of your grace. All the love I can't repay. Rest and know that I will pray. Farewell, my dear old friend. Moon, sun, oh,
This is pretty.
remind me of your grace. Faith, care, oh,
I love the music in this game.
It's very pretty.
moon, sun, oh, remind me of your grace. Faith, care, all the love I can't repay.
Also, it is possible with the character creator to exactly replicate her.
Oh really?
Yeah. With the exception of the clothing, but there's mods
Yeah.
for that. Or you can steal her clothing.
Oh.
Normally if you kill her, but you know, it is what it is. Also, I will say, another reason not to fight the druids is if you do so, you piss off Halsin and he won't join you.
Oh.
And we want Daddy Halsin.
Yeah.
Turn to ash when you call the last light down. Moon
I keep really expecting the down, down, down by the river.
That's a different bit of music.
farewell, my dear old friend. Dance upon the stars tonight. Smile and pain will fade away.
Sorry. She'd have said the same thing. That's the first time I've played since Lihala died.
So don't mind
teacher.
me, just
Oh.
picking a
She was
little
playing her.
lock.
There was so much blood. I can still smell. She'd yell at me for that clunky verse. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Finish the weep. I've a long way to go.
It hurts! It hurts!
Oh.
Please, make it stop!
Can't you hear it? Her singing is awful.
Oh no! Whatever shall we
Sassy
do?
little fucks.
More witness creatures. More ear bleed. My head is melting. I'm leaving before the damage is permanent.
That's amazing.
Moon, sun, oh, remind me of your ways.
I can't tell if she's singing well or not.
Would that we could speak.
Okay, let's go find Karlach. Oh wait,
What's up?
we should talk to Arabella's parents.
Oh shit, yeah. Snake Whisperer.
There we go.
Because of you,
We got a locket.
Ah. Down, down, down by the river. I'm gonna give you a helmet.
No, I chucked it at you.
I already had one.
Okay, no, do you not see the fancy hat?
No.
Well.
Oh, I
how-
see. I understand now.
What?
I understand. I see your fancy hat.
Well, not only is it a fancy hat, it's specifically a bard hat.
Ah. Pika, what's up? Was it the squirrels and how sassy they were?
No, that was before.
Was it?
Yeah. Oh wait, the WoW might be for the sassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit, oof. Where's the dragon then? The dragon.
Volo just likes to put dragons in his stories.
Down, down, down.
Well, I'm sure not only in his stories, but, you know.
In his bed. Bridge.
Oh, actually, there is one other thing we need to do. It's a little detour, but it is essential. After we have spoken with Aradin and Co, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, there, Phil. Thought you was busy with the lads in Elson's Grove. Sucker punching strangers. That's your bit, right? Wasn't any of your business. Didn't think this contract could go any worse. Then you showed up. Don't know what I expected. That much gold for some long-lost relic buried in the arse end of nowhere. And from a wizard, too. Stupid thing to die for. It's called the Night Song. Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us. I'd give you a map of the temple and wish you a happy funeral. But my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own sodger. Goblins made short of the fat old chunk. All I've got's the contract. Can show you where we turn back, if you feel like dying. That or a crock of shite. As soon as he heard we had a contract to find that Night Song when the goblins jumped us, most of my crew scarpered, just like I taught them to. The old cut. Yeah, And if you want to play the hero, come on.
We're killing him,
Okay.
right?
Wait. Enter turn-based mode. Let's do a murder.
Now?
Why would you
Oh, how do I?
There we go. Turn-based mode. You want I should murder him?
Yes. Because fuck that guy.
Ah, bollocks! I used the wrong hide action. Oh well. Shadowheart. Upcast that shit. Wait. Astarion.
Yeah.
Okay,
screw
there
that
we
guy.
go.
What a bastard.
Oh, yeah. Oh, anyway.
Murder.
The main reason I suggest we come this way is because we get to meet a very good boy.
Oh.
You still have speak with animals.
Yes.
Speak to the good boy.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Keep moving, stranger. Quietly.
Oh.
I told you to go.
Oh, I get advantage from the druid. Oh, that was good. I got 219. Yeah, he cute. I shall call them
He is.
Pika. They shall be my doggo.
No. His name is Scratch.
His name's Scratch.
Still, you should go. My friend is injured. Of course he will. And then we'll return home.
Do not shout at the corpse.
He calls me Scratch. You can do the same. We were attacked. Cackling, furry things, and their smell. It was strong.
You know the creatures he describes. Gnolls.
No, I won't leave him. If it comes to that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine.
Well, we got a little friend. The best boy.
Yes, he will visit us at camp once we've taken our first long rest. You need to be small to go through there.
I am small, but not that small. Oh. How about calling the dog Torgor the best boy? Why can't
I mean, if we could rename him, I'm sure there are many things we would rename him, but unfortunately he is stuck as Scratch.
Yeah. I've never watched Final. I've never played Final Fantasy 16, so. Oh.
I have to lose.
Oh, damn! Mushrooms. Oh.
Mushrooms are surprisingly effective.
Shovel. Shovel. Down by the river.
Oh yes, there are a couple of bottles of wine there.
Yep, I'm gonna grab those. How are you all finding a little bit of change of pace with Baldur's Gate instead of Final Fantasy? Obviously, I know you're enjoying it, Scorch, but...
Do not worry about the thumping coming from the shed.
Wait, which shed? This shed?
Do not worry about... well, I mean, we can go investigate if you'd like.
Yeah? Oh, what? Is it like gonna be... They mentioned like something... things. What was it? Bugbears they mentioned?
Someone.
Why don't you open the door and find out?
Is having a bit of fun.
Fun? Fuck it, let's go. Kick the door open. Come on, Will, we're going to join an orgy.
I don't want to be invited to the wedding.
Hey, Belfier. They disapprove. Oh.
A bugbear and an ogre.
They like big women.
Ruined.
Uh-oh.
Smash. Oh, smash you!
Oh. Well. Why did I do a nature fail? Man, I murdered that guy.
I mocked her viciously.
Twice as full of shit.
I can get a glaive?
Hmm?
Oh. You probably want a rapier. I'd also suggest Dragon Age Origins, but apparently not age well. I've never played it. Well, I've never really played
mechanically, I would say it hasn't aged the best in my opinion, but obviously everyone has their own preferences.
Yeah. Oh shit. Huh.
Okay.
Exactly, Borm. You know, you got to smash those cheeks like they was. Well, no, you got to smash the door in like they were smashing those cheeks.
Good girl, Shadowheart. Hello, Shuvi.
God, I'm good.
Working on a bugbear and an ogre.
Yeah, unfortunately, because one was killed with necrotic and another was killed with fire, we can't talk to either of the dead bodies.
That's a shame.
Anyway, to Karlach.
Yep, we must form our party. Then probably call it. Oh.
Yeah.
Should we do a short rest before we do?
I wondered what people would say, Will, when they find out the monster.
Sure.
That'll have to do.
Oh yeah, there
that
you go.
one later.
Oh. Hello. It's very well dressed, gentleman.
My, what manner of place is this? A path to redemption.
Yeehaw, motherfuckers.
Or what would suit the occasion? The mouse smiled brightly. Then down came the claw. And that?
This is
they
also
do
a
know
deal.
how to write them in common.
I was gonna say, is this also Daddy?
Well met.
This is Dilf, yeah.
I am Raphael.
Belfier, I've never played any of the Metal Gears, so I can't say.
Charmed, I'm sure. We should have a chat, you and this. Come.
Oh, that's. Oh, Daddy's got money.
There, middle of somewhere.
Don't clip that.
Do clip it. Clip
The
it real good.
house of hope, where the tired come to rest and go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last. Fair enough.
Oh, still Daddy.
Devil Daddy.
What's better than a devil
PD.
you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially.
get
An
me a glass of water?
adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain. Because my compassion is boundless.
I don't trust him.
I
Look at his
stride
horns.
among the needy, giving comfort
I look so
where I
hot.
can.
And you
Even
so
covered
sassy.
in dirt and blood.
Yeah.
One skull,
I can fix
two
her.
tenants, and no solution. I could fix it all, like that. And what is madness but a denial of reality?
The Century Cup.
Try to cure
Look how
yourself.
cute and hot I am.
Shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility
That's Devil
until
Daddy.
none are left. And when
Look how cute and hot I
has
am.
been whittled
He's
down to
Devil.
the very marrow
No,
of
not this guy.
despair.
Adorable.
That's when
Is
Wait for it.
the devil from the Bible.
such a tease.
There I am, see? Uh-huh.
I'm so cold. It would be so nice if someone could warm me up.
There's a devil right there.
I'm gonna sit on your PC and then I'll warm up. Jesus.
Yeah. So on PC. Do we want to make a deal with the devil?
I don't know, but just
I kind of want to see him again though. Maybe I like toxic men.
Hey, it's your playthrough. Pick what you want.
me, I'm the toxic man.
I'll be around, watching you squirm like all those
Yep,
pretty
still
little
hot.
symptoms. Sundering skin, dissolving guts. They have, one might say, I'll be there when it runs out.
Smash.
Still
Anyway.
alive. So that's progress.
Mushrooms.
Can
we just jump across?
Yes, we can.
I saw you training those children.
If we don't want more fights, then I suggest we come around this to the left.
Okay.
Cruel words strengthen neither heads nor hearts, Shadowheart.
Well,
I wouldn't quite say that.
we're going to go meet someone you're not going to like.
I learned a lesson, after all.
And came to resent your tutor, I bet. I taught them to fight, not to hate.
I did a magic kind of mushrooms. A flat rock.
Wait. Yes, Shadowheart is strong enough. And
Bloodstone.
Have to wait. I can't talk right now.
yes.
Oh. What's over his Will's head? Oh, reared by Hex.
Yes.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh, we got some dye. Mushroom games. I can hear a noise.
Whatever could it mean? Don't worry about it. That's the
it's
fight that we're
hyenas.
avoiding. The hyenas.
Hyena. I'm glad people are enjoying Baldur's Gate though.
I mean, most mushrooms in this world are little.
A little magic.
I'm just picking up all the things.
What is it?
Oh.
As I may have mentioned. Oh look.
Good moment to talk.
Wife.
One horn. The stink of Avernus. Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you. Bloody right.
A great heat roars through you. Her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're
Oh, I'm
lost in
clean.
visions of demonic armies as the blood war. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed.
What was that?
Evidence. Proof that you're a devil. A gladiator in the archdevil Zariel's army.
Oh, well.
I can explain, but it's a whole situation. If you just hear me out...
Another vision. Karlach's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her rage and desperation seep into you.
She's trying to trick her.
You saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did. When I saw an opportunity to get...
You served her! That's enough to damn you!
Will catches his breath and his lips straighten. Sheer dread twists his face.
You don't know what you're saying! You're asking me to trust a devil!
Listen to sense now. Don't want this to end badly for either of us. You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes.
Oh.
Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the
Truce then, eh?
Aye.
I'm Karlach, but you already knew that. Well met, soldier. Nice to meet a friendly around here. It's been tough going so far. I may not be a devil, but I can put the Blade's reputation to work. How would you feel about help? Little background, if you already know I fought in the Blood War. It turns out I've got a knack for killing demons. That made me a valuable asset. Zariel, the archdevil, I played along until I could get the fuck out of there. But devils don't like to... Zariel liked it so little. She sent a bunch of goons, so-called paladins of Tyr, to take me back. Problem is, I'm not going. Fuck yes! They cornered me outside the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the scorching I gave them. Then we can work on evicting this. I'd hug you if it wouldn't scorch you. You know I'm up for it, but your party's a little full.
I will.
Yeah.
See you soon then.
Now we're talking.
Let's level her up. I think she's
you may.
Berserker.
Well, I mean, you've got some options.
Let's have a look. Level 2. Oh.
Yeah, no, it's level 3, but we are level 3, so.
Okay.
Which of the options do you like the look of?
Giant?
When she rages, she becomes a giant, yes. Make the big woman bigger.
Wild magic for chaos. I kind of like just full frenzy.
So that basically means 3 attacks per turn if she's using her bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. Wild Heart is what used to be called Totem Barbarian. So that would be like Totem of the Bear. And then Giant, as I say, when you rage, you transform. Berserkers.
Just very angry. It's a bit basic, but also... Great axe. We need to get her some clothes, but...
I've got a long road ahead.
Get her some drip, as they say.
Yeah. Shall we end it there?
Well, I mean... We can do... I must admit, Astarion is out of spell slots, and so is Shadowheart.
And I'm low. Let's go back to camp, and then we'll end in the camp.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Do we want to just hit long rest, or go back to camp and then long rest?
Oh, back to camping.
Those paladins
Yeah.
I need to stomp are that away.
that blood? No, never mind.
Yes. Look at her do a little dancey dance. Oh, man, I'm still hot. Look at my fucking shirt and...
Hellsfire. She's coming.
Why is he wearing a twink top? Mommy?
Because... Okay, so all of the male companions in this have a strength score of 8 as standard. So they're all
And you know what
twinks,
happens
basically.
when you're naughty. God damn it. Anyone but her.
You flatterer. Why, if I had a warm heart, I'm sure it would be skipping.
Did you flirt, Benji?
Yes, of course I flirted.
Mizora. I'm Will's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. But Karlak's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless.
Karlak meets the criteria, pet. Trust me on this. Don't you worry. That ship has long sailed the Styx. But a defiant pup must still pay his price. To wit.
Will burns in the fires of Avernus.
Oh.
The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of
That's
the
very
hells,
true, Balfia.
gaining their essence and their torment.
Is he a tiefling now?
No, he is unique.
That's better.
Still
what the
would.
hells have you done?
The promise broken.
I mean, it gives you something to hold on to.
Paid.
No, I
You
meant
know
her.
the terms.
But still,
Get used
point
to the new
stands.
form.
Ah, well, here's the fun
There's no
thing.
going
You
back.
can.
Oh, I'm
Some
going to.
magic even I can't undo.
Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade.
Karlak, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you.
Happily.
Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
Still mommy.
Oh.
I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling. Will hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that. You can say that again. When he was chasing me through Avernus, I thought he was just another sad merc. How wrong I was.
Borm says you only get to keep your eyes on me if I get to keep... I keep mine on you. Oh. Balfia, the first is strong on every stream of mine.
It's nothing.
Oh,
You're not going
titties.
to. I won't. Now that you have the truth, please don't make a big fuss about it. True. I didn't think you'd react so pragmatically. Perhaps I should have told you sooner. Talk to me later.
I'm going to fuck her. I'm going to fuck everyone.
Haste.
I'll have you know you can only properly romance one person at a time. Jesus, Gale is already hungry.
Can I sleep with someone now?
As predicted.
Can I
Not
sleep with
yet.
anyone?
Not
I
yet.
shall be here in my camp.
for whenever thou hast need of my... There are many answers to that question. None.
Cool.
Death, or doth it?
Oh, what are you trading?
Okay. I'm gonna give him the shitty locket we were given by Arabella's parents.
Thank you.
Gale dinner. Gale
Boots.
dinner. No, it's a locket this time.
Num.
And while it is often depicted that he physically eats it, I believe one of the
I've got sounds.
Magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep demon inside.
One
And that's
second,
a
my
powerful
headphones have
demon,
died.
I haste to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Oh, it's not silly though.
Hello.
I understand.
Hello.
I ask.
I just lost sound for a moment.
Well, okay then. As I was going to say, most people depict Gale as literally eating the items. However, I believe it was a member of the actual staff that basically said, no, it's all suppositories.
Just look at me. I did what was right. I'd be
Which
hunting
gets
not
real
Zariel's
awkward when you give him like a
innocent
sword.
tieflings.
It's like,
All the... It's Mizora who grants me the power to conjure armor. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds, but I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast. I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mizora, I have not regretted. It was worth the sacrifice. Or
He's a good guy.
yeah.
Should we go to bed and then save and then it'll be good to go in the morning? Oh. Oh, so I just auto-select?
You can, or you can pick manually.
Oh. Haha. Suitably not good for us.
I mean, for all we know, it could be our last meal.
Teehee. Oh, I'm stirring. Nope, I'm good. I heard everyone go, ah. Right, I think I will save it. Oh.
We have a good boy.
We will go see the good boy.
You can't speak with animals first.
Hope you're keeping well, friend. Master. I'll never forget him. But I'm glad to have met you.
We shall hit the friend.
Also, look in the top left.
Everyone approves.
Yes. Like, even Lae'zel approves. No one can say no to that good face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give us a save.
Oh. It has been fun playing Baldur's Gate with you again.
It's been good. It's been a nice little story. I forgot most of, like, bits of it I remember, but most of it I forgot. So it's like nice to sort of re-explore that. Right, we should go look for a friend to go say hi to. Who shall we go say hi to? Anyone have any friends who's currently streaming? I've got one or two of myself, but I'd happily take suggestions from people in chat. So it just depends what you guys want fancy doing. I'm going to sneeze is what I'm going to do. Oh. Well, what is Rainy up to, as we always like to go? see him. Yeah, why not? We'll just go raid into Rainy. /raid. Well, everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining me on this lovely little adventure in the Sword Coast. Hopefully we'll do it all again soon. But otherwise, have a fantastic evening, have a good rest, and